Welcome to the Department of Mysteries. I'm so excited to see you all here. Let me tell you a little bit about what you are here for. A Savage World show set in the mashup universe of Harry Potter and the Savage World setting, Rippers Resurrected, taking place in 1895 England, but I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. First, I should introduce myself. Who am I? I'm Meghan Caves, and I will be your GM for this run of the Department of Mysteries. I'm very excited to have you all here so that I can horrify all of you. Yes, but first, I want to share with you guys this little fancy dude. You see him back here? This is a dragon baggin', and they have so kindly sponsored this episode of the Department of Mysteries. So it's brought to you in part by Dragon Baggins. These adorably ferocious dragons absolutely love collecting dice to guard for you between games. Getting them to share the hoard might take a little convincing, but if you let them sit by the action, that usually works. You can order a Dragon Baggin at etsy.com/shop/Wayward Masquerade, and be sure to follow Wayward Masquerade on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook so that you can keep up with all the Dragon Baggin news. And seriously, guys, they're cute. They're cute. You can see them here at the side of the screen. I don't know which way I'm pointing. Over there. Yeah. And the really fun thing is you have a chance to win one of these guys today and a set of specific dice that I assume are these really cool dice that I get to have. You might be able to have them too. So you should be able to see in chat how you enter. You can enter as many times as you want, as long as it is before 3:45 today, as we will be announcing the winner at the end of this stream. This is for North American folks only. Sorry for people who are further out just for shipping reasons. So I'm very excited. So make sure you enter for that, guys. All right. Now, because this is the first time Savage Worlds has ever been on this channel, at least as far as I know, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Savage Worlds so you guys know what you're in for. So first of all, let's talk about the basic mechanic of Savage Worlds, which is attributes and traits. So in other games like D&D, you have these as well. In Savage Worlds, they are listed with die type. So I might have a D4 in a trait. I might have a D6 in a trait. I could have a D8, D12, D10, so on, so on, so on. And what you do is you roll that die for that trait. But you also roll it with a wild die because you are a wild card. Wild cards have their very own wild die. It is a D6. It is separate. Usually you want it to be a separate color of some kind so you can always tell which is which. Every time you make a trait roll, you're going to roll both of those dice, so whatever your die trait is, and your wild die, and you take whichever one is the higher roll. Now, the next really fun thing here, oh yes, and here's a lovely little graphic so you can see a little bit about it. This explains it in visual form as well. What's really cool too is that the dice ace or explodes. That means whenever you land on the highest number, D4 would be a 4, D6 it would be a 6, and so on. It explodes, which means you get to roll it again. So that means, and this has happened, you could potentially have a roll of 40 on 1d4 if you keep acing or exploding it. So makes for some exciting rolls, let me tell you. In general, in Savage Worlds, the success number you're trying to hit is a 4. Sometimes that can have modifiers, either up or down, to make it a little bit more difficult. Sometimes they are opposed rolls, which of course you're trying to beat the opposed. Ties in Savage Worlds always remain the same, so nothing changes when a tie happens. Another really cool thing about Savage Worlds are the bennies. They are usually represented by poker chips. I've got these cool little marbles for ours today. But bennies allow you to do a lot of really cool things. It's kind of the economy of the Savage World system. Bennies allow you to soak a wound, so that has to do with combat, and we'll get into that a little bit later. They also allow you to re-roll anything but a crit fail. Crit fail is 2 ones on the 2 die that you roll, or 1 on each die is a better way of putting that. They let you do one cool thing. Maybe you really wish you had brought rope, and you can go, you know what? I did bring rope. I'm going to use this Benny for that. It'll let you try to get a better initiative in combat. Yeah, those are the main things. I think there's another thing that might come up, but if it does, we'll get to it there. So Now, what I would like to do is introduce you to the lovely cast that you will be taking this Department of Mysteries journey with. So let's do that. Let's introduce them right now. And look how cool they get introduced. Here they are. Hello, everybody. Welcome. So let's take a moment. Let's go around. Everybody just say your name, introduce yourself. It can just be your name or if you want to say something else. And let's start over here with Adam. Oh, you're on this side.
On that side of you. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Adam Conn, the other Adam from the network, and something else. You said we could say something else, right?
If you want.
Something else. Perfect. Playing the man of Canaan Featherby.
You did it. Yes, he's Canaan Featherby, and we will get back to a little bit more of that. Now let's hop over to Bria. Or nope, I'm on the other side. Bria.
Hi. Hello. I'm Bria Iyengar, and I'm going to be playing Zelda Zabini.
Ooh, I'm very excited. Okay, let's meet Raven. She's below me now. Diana.
You're there now, or there. Hi, I'm Diana Restrepo, and I'm playing Raven Hemlock.
Ah, yes. And last but not least, let's meet Michelle.
Hey everyone, my name is Michelle Wynn Bradley, and I am playing Fortuna Felix.
Oh, I'm already excited about that. Okay,
Yeah.
Very good. Yay, I'm so glad you guys, these fine cast members have created some amazing characters that you guys are going to get to meet. So let's actually talk real quick, since again, we are mostly new to Savage Worlds here, about the way the characters are set up. So we're going to go through some of the basic mechanics of each of the characters. So the first thing is you have all your attributes, just like you would. Those attributes are strength, smarts, agility, vigor, and I can't think of the last one, spirit. So very much like any like D&D or other RPG systems. And then you also have hindrances. So these are actually, some of them are mechanical, some of them are just a role play function, but everybody in general usually has at least one major hindrance, and two minor, or it could be two major to start off with. And then you also have edges, which are kind of like your cool abilities or sort of similar to feats, but they're a little different than that. And then of course you have your basic skill stats. So that's things like stealth, like notice, like athletics, a lot of those different kinds of things. So knowing that, let's meet each of our characters just as far as that goes. So Adam, we'll start with you again. Tell everybody a little bit about what you think is the most important aspect of your character, and then tell them what edges you have and what hindrances you have.
Sure. So for Canaan, one of his most, for him, I feel like it's kind of two aspects are fairly good with him. He's a quite smart gentleman, so he's got some smarts about him, but then he also has a little bit of physical prowess, because Canaan is also, he's a puppy dog. Well,
Just
bigger than a puppy dog. Bigger than a puppy dog. But yes, Canaan Featherby is a werewolf, and on that, the edges that I incorporated with it, one of them is called alertness, which basically gives Canaan a +2 to notice rolls. So being a werewolf, his senses have kind of been expanded a little bit better eyesight, smells, hearing things as well too. And the other edge that I have as well is Iron Jaw, meaning that when I need to soak a roll or a vigor roll for a knockout blow, I get an additional little bonus to that. So hopefully that'll also come in handy when I'm a werewolf. And then for our hindrances, Canaan unfortunately has a little bit of bad luck. So whereas most people start their days feeling lucky, especially someone like Fortuna, Canaan unfortunately feels the exact opposite. So unfortunately with Benny's, I only start with 2, and bad things might happen to me, hopefully not. And then I also have an enemy as well too. There is somebody that is out there, somebody bad. You will all meet him one day.
One day.
He's out there in the darkness.
Lurking.
My bad luck.
He might be behind you right now.
No, he's in that building. He's in that window. Did you see it? The light went off.
Oh no. Okay, thank you very much, Adam. It's lovely to meet Kanan. Let's hop over to meeting Zelda. Bria, you want to tell us the same thing, your edges, your hindrances, and anything that you think might be important to add if you want to.
Yes. Well, Zelda Zabini is a little different from the group for a couple of reasons. One, she's actually from the United States originally, and two, she's very, very, very old. Zelda is actually a potions professor at Hogwarts, having chased tenure from Ilvermorny a couple years back. She's taught just about everyone here in this group, and she's wiser for it, but it's got her a little slow on the uptake. My hindrances are elderly and hesitant, so I would rather hang back a step, watch what's going on, and then make the best, smartest move, while the young whippersnappers, I don't know, flail.
Snap. They whip and
They just snap. So much snapping. I can't do that. My bones are dust. My other hindrances, I have a secret, but what person my age doesn't? And strong feelings. I was not the most popular professor at Hogwarts. And, since just about all of the wizarding world apparently matriculated there, I've got more than a couple people who give me a side eye. My other edges, I'm also an animagus. We'll see that when it comes up. And once again, I'm very, very good at slinging potions. So I have the field potions ability, which you guys can all help with.
Yes, you can. And that is actually an edge that I created for our particular world here. And Zelda, one thing that's pretty cool about her, for any of you folks who know Deadlands, which is another Savage World setting that's amazing, it has an edge called Veteran of the Old West, which actually allows you to level up a few times because you've been around the block. You've seen a few things. So Zelda here has Veteran of the Wizarding World. We adapted it specifically for this. So that gives her a few extra fun things to play with. Yay, thank you, Abria. All right, let's meet Raven. Diana, why don't you do the same thing? Tell us anything you think is important, if anything, outside of any other mechanical things. Tell us your hindrances and tell us your edges.
All right. Raven has a very dark past. One might say she's towards the Slytherin house. She's also very quiet, and there is also a deep, dark secret with her. Some of my, my edges. I have a trademark spell, Legitimate. So she loves to steal people's memories and lives in them. And sometimes she thinks, is it my memory or is it their memory? She doesn't know if she's living in that world or not. So on that note, my hindrance is, one is delusional. She doesn't know if she's really living in that world or not. She's also jealous of everyone else's happy memories. She's also shamed of her past, which I'm not going to reveal just yet. Another edge of mine is jack of all trades. I'll let Megan explain that one because you're better at explaining that.
Sounds good. Yes. So Jack of all trades essentially allows Raven to have the potential to do any skill better that she doesn't already have. When it comes up, you will be able to understand that a little bit clearer. She also has another one of the edges that I built, which is trademark spell. So very much like trademark weapon, it just allows her to cast a particular spell with no modifiers because we are using the no PowerPoints rules here, but I will get to that in just a moment of what I have done to make this a Harry Potter game. But first, let's meet Fortuna. So same thing, Fortuna, tell us your edges, your hindrances, and anything else you think is important to share.
So my character's name is Fortuna Felix. I'm from the very lucky Felix clan. I enjoy the outdoors, but I do not like civilization. So I have some hindrances. One is that I am an outsider. I don't live in the city. I don't like London. There's too many people. There's too much going on. There's too much societal bullcrap, as they say. I'm also very stubborn. I'm very set in my ways, and I like to do what I like to do. I live by myself, and I'm an independent woman, as they say, also. I also have heroic for my hindrances, and that helps me. That means that I will always help those in peril, even if it's not really to the plan. So those are my 3 hindrances. I have some edges though, which are good. I have arcane background and do I have arcane background in magic? I don't feel like
You
it
all
exists.
do. Actually,
Okay, cool.
but that's a free edge for you.
I won't take that. I'll talk about that one then. I'm also very brawny, very strong from being in the woods all the time. I am a huntress. You see, my family invented the Felix Felicis potion, and I believe that there's something screwy going on with my family and even with my genes. I don't like this luck that I do not deserve. So because of that, I moved away from the town to see what I could do with my own 2 hands. I'm also got a good edge in the woodsman. I can do woodsy things. I can survive, and I can, talk to animals and all that kind of cool stuff. And but I'm not going to lie. I'm not that great at magic. I felt like it was cheating, but I can lift things that are heavy. That's me.
Thank you so much. Yes, that is Fortuna. Thank you, Michelle. So now you guys know the basic mechanics of our characters here. I realize that for some of you that don't know Savage Worlds, this may not make a whole lot of sense, but now you have a starting basis to go from. So as we begin to play, hopefully you will understand and get to see some of these things actually in play, because I will tell you, it's really the best way to understand Savage Worlds is to play it. And that's what we're going to do. But first, let me tell you a little bit about what I've done to incorporate the Harry Potter spells into the world. Savage Worlds has a set of powers. They are essentially generic powers, and then you add trappings to them to make them more specific. So what we have done is we've gotten rid of the PowerPoints here. So there's an option for no PowerPoints in Savage Worlds, and that's the option that we've taken. And these fine folks have access to every power. The idea is that whenever you're looking at Harry Potter spells in general, you're doing either damage or you're trying to avoid damage. In general, these are the 2 main combat things you would be doing. So I went through and applied the basics to all of our different Savage Worlds powers. And what we'll do is they can choose to do a power. They can say, I want to do this, I want it to do that. And I go, great, that sounds like Bolt, or that sounds like this other power. We're going to use that as our basis. And then we can add different trappings. We can add modifiers, which that's new for Sway, the Adventure Edition. So if you all haven't seen the newest edition of Savage Worlds, this is a new aspect of it. And this will allow you to make it do a little something extra. It costs a little bit more, but it might be worth it. So that's how this is going to work. I will say that this is essentially a play test of it as well. So I reserve the right to make adjustments as we go. We're going to learn as we go. You guys can learn with us. I think that is the basics of the Harry Potter stuff I've added. I did add a few edges as well. Most of those have come up that are important to know right now. Yeah, I think that's it in regards to the mechanics. I don't want to get too deep into that, but I wanted to open the show today, since this is our very first episode, with a... Oh, I thought I disappeared. I'm not. Here I am. A little bit of information about it so you know what to expect. The next thing I want to tell you guys about are the fancy donations that we have for the show tonight. So the first one is $5 for Renovate. It is essentially a re-roll that will allow the players to re-roll any one roll. They can only re-roll a roll once with a Renovate re-roll. Oh my God, that's a lot of R's in there. I did that to myself. Anyway, but it is very helpful. You can buy that for anybody here or for myself. I can also re-roll. The next one is Felicus. It is a Benny. So the Bennies are what I told you they do before. Everyone actually starts with a few Bennies, and throughout the game, you are granted more for various different things, but you all also have the ability to help them out. And let me tell you, Bennies are a big deal. So that is very helpful. You can buy one for everyone here, including myself. The next one for $25 is the Wizards deck, which is actually the Savage Worlds Adventure deck. So that is a deck of cards that add little bits of fun to the world. It's usually a bonus for something in combat, or it could even be a role play moment. It can be a bunch of different things. So we will draw for that, and that will go to somebody randomly. And then we have Rampant Magic at $50. And what I will be using for that is this lovely Table Fables book. If you guys haven't seen these, you should, because they're amazing. And we'll see what random magic happens to that individual during our game. And then there's the BBBB. This is, I'm never going to say it right. This is the battle boss, the Bit Box Battle Boss. That's what it is. And this one's actually fun. So I'm gonna have our lovely cast also chat about this, because they actually each have something special for their BBBB. I cannot get a BBBB. This is one thing. So first of all, I'm going to start with Kanan over here. Whenever you do a BBBB, if you become that bit boss, I'm going to make a roll, a D4 roll randomly, to see which of our lovely players here gets it. So Kanan's allows him to travel back in time about 5 to 10 seconds. We'll see how that plays out. That could be a redo of a moment. That could be potentially a re-roll of something. It'll kind of be on my discretion as far as judging whether or not it works for that time. And then we have Raven's. Raven, if hers gets rolled, is an extra wild die. So that means if she was making a roll, she had a skill that was the D8, she would roll it with 2 wild die, and she would take whichever one of these is the highest one. So it's super powerful for her. It's very, very good. And then for Fortuna, she gets an auto raise. So this is one thing I actually didn't touch on in Savage Worlds. When you get 4 over whatever the success number is. So say the success number is a 4. If you roll an 8, you've gotten 1 raise. And a raise usually allows for something extra. It's an extra bit of, it depends on what the roll is, but of benefit. So Fortuna has the ability on a roll that was already a success to make it an auto raise. Also very powerful. And then last but not least, we have Zelda. And so like I said about the field potions, she has the ability with 30 minutes of time once a day to make 3 field potions. Those potions are, I don't think I have them listed right in front of me, but essentially it's a healing potion. It's a potion that gets rid of fatigue, or it's a potion that boosts any one trait. We'll specify what trait that is before doing so. But if she gets the BBBB, she gets 1 potion instantly. And again, this is super powerful. So keep that in mind. That's only one of the other ways to do it. All right. I think that is everything. So let's take a moment real quick and check in with chat. We haven't said hello to them directly, and just see what everybody has to say. Oh my goodness.
We did have a raid earlier from Legend of Katie. Katie, hi.
Oh,
Katie.
Hi, little beans.
And so many compliments on this intro.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's
So
all
good.
Adam Brady. You did amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Amazing intro indeed. Oh, it looks like we're already getting some things in here.
I know. Thank you, the Real POTUS 98, for gifting me a sub to this channel. That's so nice. This is my first time on this network, and I'm so excited to be here. So I really appreciate that. Thank you for making me feel welcome.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
They also subbed me, or they also gave me a sub too. So thank you.
Oh, yay!
Nice.
I see here in chat, Mick Cranky Stank says to Diana that your hat is phenomenal, and I agree. It's quite phenomenal.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to use it.
Yeah, I know, right? I have this one really big white hat that I wanted to use, but it was like, I don't even think you'd be able to see it. It's giant.
Challenge accepted.
Well, we do have a donation already from the one and only Sarah BC.
Oh.
Donated $100 for cards for the table, 1 for each of us, essentially. So
Is
Sarah
that good
BC
or bad?
It could be good or bad.
It's chaotic, and I respect that.
It's powerful.
Sarah, I love you.
I like it. Oh my goodness, we have a lot of things. So let's actually touch on that real quick. We have follows from Kate Intail, Winter Rose 27, Jhow 290404, Cthulhu and Leather. Hello, Cthulhu and Leather. Thank you for joining us. And Louisiana born, Texas raised. Hello and welcome. Thanks for hopping over to this channel. We also have Easterium, Neo Anomaly. That's a cool name. Helkerbix 33. I hope I said that right. Meridane, Alberto Loso 29, Quiddy, Dork Lord Canada, hello, oh, PEG Jody, hello, PEG Jody can answer lots of Savage Worlds questions as she works for Pinnacle Entertainment, who makes Savage Worlds. Thank you for being here.
Yay, hello.
Yeah. Hours Without Sleep, thank you very much. Sora Leo E. Faith, Wild Blades, RD Armand, hello. Juve 3 Null, Stands in the Fire, D Money Eagle, and Spidey Stop Motions. Thank you all for the follows.
Thank you
so much. We also have a few subs. We have Dragon Soul Fire 99 who resub for 3 months. Simi David 95. Hello, Simi David. Thank you for being here. Saving Throw. You resub for 25 months. Oh my goodness. Hello.
Damn.
And Saving Throw also gifted Spidey Stop Motions a sub. Thank you. And we already have 2 bit bosses, Saving Throw Show and Storian, which is freaking amazing. Thank you guys so much. So let's take care of this real quick since we're right at the beginning. And actually, before I do that, I want you all to get your bennies. So everyone here starts with 3 bennies. That's the typical amount of bennies, except for poor Kanan here, because he's got bad luck. He only starts with 2. All right, so I am keeping track of those. If you all also want to have a way to keep track of them, just so you know, feel free to do so. Yes?
So just got another BBBB from Sarah BC1.
Oh, Sarah BC1. Oh my goodness.
In there as well too.
You guys are going to be so freaking powerful. Okay, so essentially,
I love it.
We've got 3 BBBBs, and you guys can only have, we can't have too many at a time. So if you already have one, we'll give one to somebody else so that it's a bit more fair. Let's start with the wizard deck. So this is our adventure deck here. I will pull it out. And the way we will do this, it's real fancy. I'm just going to, here, I'll do it like this. So let's start off. Everybody gets one. Kanan, we will start with you. I'll hold this up. Just tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay.
From the end, yes.
Oh, this is very good. This one is called Extra Effort. Play to add 1d6 to any trait roll. This roll may ace. So that's essentially, you get this. This is conviction in Savage Worlds, essentially. It allows you to add a d6 roll. So you could have rolled something, you're like, crap, I don't quite have enough. I'm going to add a d6. So yes, that's what you get. So you might write that down. I will keep the card for you, obviously, as well. But you do have that. You can use it anytime. All right, Abria, let's do you now. You tell me where you want me to stop.
Stop.
Okay. Ooh. Oh, turncoat. Your hero somehow convinces or bribes a foe to perform a small favor, such as helping the hero escape, revealing the location of the boss, etc. So this is just a little bit of info that you can potentially get. You have a helping hand. That is yours.
Nice.
Yes.
So I'm not the turncoat. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, you're not the turncoat. All right, Fortuna, tell me when to stop. Stop. Immediately. Is that what you said? Immediately?
Yeah,
okay, sweet. Oh, interesting. So this one is called The Spirits Told Me. Your character may use her arcane skill in place of any smarts-based skill rolls for the rest of this scene. So whenever you use it, scene would be just the general place that we are, or it could be combat, anything like that. That's not as great for you because your spell casting is lower, but still could be beneficial.
What's the name of that skill one more time?
The Spirits Told Me.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys can see it.
Oh, it's clear.
Yeah, that's actually because of the keying, because it's
I got
green.
excited.
All right, Raven, it is your turn to get out.
I choose.
Tell me when to stop.
That one.
This one.
Yes.
Last stand. Your hero and all allies within they're just basically close to you, 10 yards, gain +2 parry and toughness until the next joker is dealt. That's very powerful. That's something you would probably want to use in combat, as it makes everyone a lot tougher.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Hey.
so that's what you guys have. This is a great way to start. Thank you, chat, so much. You guys are freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me double check and make sure we haven't gotten any new ones. Oh,
Well, we did, Megan. We have a total of 4 bit bosses.
Oh my
now.
God. Okay, well,
Everyone's excited.
then,
I'm scared.
oh my goodness. Essentially what I'm going to do is let everybody have one of your BBBs. So everybody has a use of one of them.
Oh, goody.
You can use them at any time. Just let me know. Yeah, I think we did it all, you guys.
Well, one other thing on the table as well, too. The Cadence donated $25, one Nervate to the table, and an extra for Alex Banna, because she's going to need it.
That's amazing.
We got some re-rolls for everybody.
Thank you.
Reroll. I love
Okay,
it.
so that's a
Thank you,
reroll.
Cadence.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Everybody, this is
everyone.
amazing. Thank you.
Thank you for
friends.
making us feel like we're going to do this. We're going to do good.
That's amazing. Okay, real quick. I see that there is some chatter. I have not seen what you guys are talking about. Oh, you're hearing beeping. The beeping would be my Slack that is coming through the computer. I apologize for that. But hopefully it should be quiet. I'll close out Slack and I want to do it. All right. Are you all prepared to dive into the wizarding world?
I thought you said die for a second.
Are you all prepared to die immediately?
Attack real quick.
The end. Bye. Thanks for being here.
Wands at the ready.
One thing I will say beforehand, I do want to give you all a content warning for this show. This show does have horror, violence, gore, and intense content. So if that's something that you are nervous about, then just know that ahead of time. We, of course, try to keep it all nice and lovely here. But just so you have a heads up, we would say this show is rated R or rated TVMA or anything other along those lines. So now you know. All right. Let's begin. The year is 1895. It's a stormy night in London town as we move through dark clouds. Switching my music here. We see a few people here and there hurrying to get out of the rain, but overall the city is turning in for the night. As the camera moves down the street, lightning strikes, illuminating a fairly ordinary building. As we move into this building, we see it is not ordinary at all. In fact, it is the Ministry of Magic for the British wizarding world. Moving faster now, we dive down into the depths of the building further and further, faster and faster, until we come upon a young woman and a man in a giant dark room filled with row after row of shelves with milky white orbs upon them. The couple seems to be taking an inventory of sorts when one of the orbs rolls off the shelf and crashes to the ground. The two turn around to hear. And this is video time.
Dying breath gives life to darkness once vanquished. Buried within minds and stories, evil grows unfettered. A new reign of horror will take the throne when the ritual is complete. Only the changed, the enemy, the wise and the free may have hope of light once more.
We see the woman's face is bright and alert after hearing this prophecy. She tears a paper from the man's hands, quickly scratches some words upon the paper, hands it back and says, "Send these owls immediately." So we follow the man, who attaches notes to 4 different owls, and off they fly. One owl doesn't leave the building. This owl instead flies deeper down into the bowels of the Ministry of Magic. And it slams on a door, kind of bounces back, slams once again, and a man finally comes to the door and looks out, and we see Kanan. Kanan, would you like to describe a little bit of what you look like and maybe what you were doing this evening at work?
Yes, but of course. So Kanan, down in the depths of the Department of Mysteries, works in the time room a lot. So that's where his owl, his little owl, Tommy, little Tommy, decided he would crash into the door. And as Kanan answers, you see a man. He's got rather a lot of scruff on his face. Fairly dappered down with a cane upon his sides, pocket watch in hand as well too. Yes, looks down, and as he takes the notice from his owl, opens it up, you actually see that he has one blue eye and one golden brown eye as well too. So
You see this owl, and your little owl. You said his name was Tommy or Timmy?
yes, little Tommy. Yes,
Little Tommy, indeed. Yes.
Tommy.
You see that there is a note rolled up, and do you want to read it?
Yes, I would definitely like to read it, please.
All right. When you read it, it is very short, and it says, "You are required tomorrow evening at the Ministry of Magic." And it says, "Please come promptly at 8 p.m. from Mina Harker." And you know that Mina Harker is the head of the Department of Mysteries, is someone you know, but not necessarily someone you've had a lot of interaction with individually. So this is a big deal. I mean, it could be a promotion. You've only been here, for like a year or something like that, which is pretty impressive. I mean, you're doing good work if Mina Harker is sending you a letter.
Yes, that makes me feel quite excited. You can't tell because I feel like I'm frozen in place, but no, it's all right. But yeah, I'm quite excited. So I would actually turn around as well, go back into my office, and I've got a lot of clocks, especially in the time room. There's a lot of clocks around, and I do want to set one up upon my desk so I know that. At least a quarter till 8 o'clock, I would already start making my way up there. Well, I would already want to be up there ready to go at a quarter to 8 before the initial meeting does begin.
Yes. It does sound like you are of the mind that if you are on time, you are already late. So you must be early, at least by 10 minutes.
That's why I always have 2 pocket watches with me at all times.
Quite important. I imagine you also have a pocket watch for every different time in the world, right? Maybe.
Oh yes, I've got a lot. I've got a lot of time on my hands, actually. Believe it or not, working in this department. Again, I'm smiling. You just can't really tell.
Of course. Thank you very much. So you go back to work, I assume, since it seems you were working so late, always busy and at work. But we actually go back, and following the next owl, it leaves the city and it starts to fly out over the woods. There's still a bit of a slight drizzling rain that is happening on this cold and stormy evening. And it eventually dives down into the woods, and we see it dodging trees here and there, flying a few different ways. And then all of a sudden, we hear this bolt go flying through the air, and it goes right past the owl. The owl tries to get out of the way, dodges as quickly as he can, slams into a tree and falls to the ground. And then we hear footsteps. Somebody here. Oh, it looks like it is Fortuna. Fortuna, would you like to describe what we see?
Well, you see a very tall woman with the silver hair and a crossbow slung across her back, and many pouches on her belt that have various knives and equipment for hunting. You also see that she does have a holster for her wand. She does keep it handy, even though she's not super good at it. And just out for a hunt tonight, looking for some food for the evening.
Yes. Well, this owl, as you come over, kind of looks a little perturbed, like, excuse me, why did you shoot at me? Which you probably didn't, but the owl doesn't know that. It's an owl. But you do see that there's a note attached. Would you like to read the note?
Sure. I takes a little note off the little owl. I tell the owl to go scoot away. I don't need it around me. I sense it's from the town. I do not like it.
Oh.
Yes, it does. It does fly right off after that, seeming maybe just a touch nervous around you since it met you with a bolt first. So it flies off, and looking at this note, it says something very similar to what Kanan's did, except it says, from the Department of Mysteries, your presence is required tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Please do not be late. Signed, Mina Harker, which may or may not be a name that you know. But you do know that if the Department of Mysteries is requiring you to be somewhere, it's more than just an invitation. It is a requirement, which doesn't seem like something you would be super fond of.
I wonder if they even know I got this note. So if I just crumble up, put on the floor, I mean, do they really know? I can't remember how the magic works with, like, notes and stuff, because I never really pay attention to it. But I feel like, if they'll want to go, I just don't go, but then they send, like, more elves, and then eventually, like, my mom will call me. Well, I need a new cape anyway. The cold season is coming. I might as well go into town and deal with this bull crap.
I like it. So you have come up with the perfect reason to go into town. Whatever, if the Department of Mysteries requires you, you'll at least make a good trip out of it and gain a few things as well. Very good. All right, so now we fly back out of the woods and we go following the next owl. This owl is flying into the city, and it actually dives deep into a chimney. And whenever it flies into this room, it's quite a dark room. Almost seems like no one is home, except off in the distance there is a pool of some sort of liquid that seems to be glowing. And this owl seems to know exactly what it is, flies directly to it and down into it. And we actually follow the owl down into it, and the world begins to melt away, but a new world begins to show itself. And as we come into this new world, we see a young woman dressed in black. She seems to be observing. What do we see, Raven?
You're seeing someone who is quiet, shy, but also can trick you with her words and take you into her world. She is, like you said, she's all in dark. Around her neck, she holds a single crystal vial, which has one of her deepest, darkest memories, or her favorite memory. You just don't know. And she's right now in an alley, and she sees the owl, and she puts her hand down, and she lets it land, and she just studies it, and then sees a note. And then her stomach just drops, and the nerves come in, and she thinks, they found, what am I going to do? And then she reads it.
Ah, yes. Well, as soon as you take that note from the owl does seem to flutter back out of the space that you are currently in, and you read it, and it does say something similar. It says that you are required at the Department of Mysteries tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. promptly, Mina Harker. And you may or may not know Mina yourself. Who's to say? But either way, you know that if you get a letter from Mina Harker, it's probably best not to turn it down.
So she takes the note and puts it in her pocket. In her pocket, she has a couple vials to store different memories in. She also has a ring around her that's snake-like. And she just kind of takes a deep breath in and says, all right, take me out to this really nice memory. I must go and see what's going on.
Oh, and then at that moment, it's almost like everything stretches, the reality changes shape, and then all of a sudden, we're back in that darkened, kind of sad space that almost looks a bit unused, which is your home. Very good. Now, there's one last owl, and this owl has quite a far journey to take. This owl seems to be flying upon some railroad tracks, following it out into a mountainous area, it finally comes upon a sprawling dark lake and a towering castle. The owl flies to one of the towers where a light is still lit, and it moves in through the window, narrowly avoiding flying directly into a bubbling potion. And we see a very wise-looking witch. Would you like to introduce Zelda, Abria?
The first thing the camera sees is just a finger, old, covered in like rings, as she holds her hand up to stop the owl from flying in. And then the camera kind of like pulls back to see this older, dark-skinned woman, her hair in these long dreads, like piled on top of her hair with like little clips of charms and gems all throughout. She's got giant circular glasses that take up half of her, not as wrinkled as it should be. And she's wearing like very stuffy looking red and purple velvet robes.
Ooh.
And she finishes stirring the potion, like just turns her ear to listen, and you can't hear what she hears, but then she nods knowing that she successfully completed it, and then waves the owl in, like,
Oh,
I know you were taught better than that as a little owlet, so
the owl looks ashamed. It's like, oh, sorry. If it could say sorry. But it does, it puts out its claw to offer you the note that is tied around it. Would you like to read it?
Yes, and as she starts to open the note, she just gestures at like a wall just covered in potion ingredients and pulls like a little freeze-dried vole out of one of her jars and offers it to the owl and thanks without looking at it.
Oh, the owl, it gets very excited and kind of slowly like looks at you, a little unsure, but then eventually takes it and then kind of moves away and then flies off.
So off you go. And then she opens it up.
The note says something very similar. This one is a little bit nicer is not quite the word, but less intense, but still says, please come to the Department of Mysteries, 8 p.m. tomorrow. Arrive as promptly as you can. Mina Harker.
Miss Harker. I have never cared for this ministry, nor do I care for my home one, but sure, why not? And she starts writing a bunch of like notes to send off to like the rest of the staff for finding coverage for her classes, just in case she's gone for a little longer than normal. And she's actually gonna like set off immediately because it takes a bit of time to get there. And actually transforms into her animagus form, which is this big raven with like a tuft of white fur right at like the chest and throat, and like takes off and starts flying.
Let's because we haven't yet. Let's make a roll for that.
No,
for your animagus.
Oh god.
So you have a skill actually, since she did take this is another edge, the animagus edge, which. I sort of adapted shape change as a spell in Savage Worlds 4. So you have a particular skill to roll. You will roll your skill die, whatever that is, and your wild die.
Oh god, it's only a d4. I got a 5.
You got a 5. Yes, you very successfully transform. It is easy to you. You have done this many a time, and you are able to fly off towards the Department of Mysteries this fine evening. So, we have now met everyone. Is there anything anyone needs to do before we go directly to the Department of Mysteries?
I've got like 10 dogs that help me hunt, so I gotta just like leave a lot of food out for them before I pack all my crap up and go.
I like it. I like to imagine that you're constantly making your own dog food in some different way, shape, or form. Like, okay, this meat, and then I'll dry it, and I'll cut it up into little pieces and leave it out.
Yeah, it's not magic dog food, I'll tell you that.
I like it. All right, so the day passes. Zelda is traveling. The rest of you maybe don't have to travel quite so far. Kanan certainly doesn't. Kanan just needs to wait around work until it is time. But you do arrive at the Department of Mysteries, and you all arrive at a similar time, seeing each other. Oh, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Does anyone have any feelings about meeting any of these four fine folks?
Oh, I see Professor Zelda, and I'm just kind of like putting my head down and kind of just shuffling and walking a little fast, trying not to notice. She notices me.
I see you.
Hello, Professor. It's so good to see you as always.
Mm-hmm. How have you been? You look vacant.
Oh,
I'm all right. Thank you. And then she just like scurries off even faster.
well, you can only get so far away from her because you are in the entryway. It is quite big, as a matter of fact. But you do see Raven just kind of going near a wall, looking like she has business to take care of, which of course she does. So you all are waiting here. It's a bit awkward as some of you maybe went to school together. Some of you maybe have a little bit of history together. Some of you may not know each other at all. And you don't know why each of you are there. But before we find out, let's take a moment to check in with chat and check in with our donations because we now have another bit boss from Tinak 28, which is really amazing. So what we will do is I will roll, and one of you is going to have 2 uses of your BBB, which is insane.
Wow.
Kanan, you will be 1, Zelda 2, Raven 3, and Fortuna 4. It is a 4. So Fortuna, you have another BBB. Thank you very much, chat.
Thank you.
Like she's super lucky or something. I know.
Yes, indeed. And then we also have Neva and Omar. Hello, welcome for being here. Thank you so much for being here. They do give me 2 bennies. Ha ha ha. You know what? And I didn't tell you guys this. I actually start with 4 bennies anyway because of the 4 of you. So now I have 2 more.
Oh no.
Yes, it will be quite helpful for me. And then also Owen Lean. Hello, Owen. Thank you for being here. Is also giving me a Benny.
Yeah.
I have all the bennies. Thank you guys very much. We also have a few new follows. Tinak 28, Ghost Hack 159. Hello, Ghost Hack. Bill freaking Roper. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We also have some subs. Sarah BC1, gifted Sora Leo Faith a sub. The Cadence gifted 5 subs, and Sarah BC1 gifted 2 subs. You guys are so freaking amazing.
Thank
you for that.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Let's see what chat has to say for just a moment. I gotta find my right tab. What are you guys thinking so far? Oh, I see from Draconics. Zelda definitely that teacher of all the students love and respect. Maybe.
Definitely that.
Look at me, I'm moving again.
Oh,
I know I froze time just a little bit too much.
It's not broken.
Watch out for that.
Oh yeah, you could play that off. Good job, Dan.
Gotta watch out for that. Oh goodness.
Yes.
Oh, and speaking of that, it's Lucas Martinez says, I like how Adam only moves every now and then. It reminds me of a famous Witches and Wizards card you get from those candy chocolate frogs.
Yes.
I may or may not freeze again, we'll see, but I can move now. That's exciting. Hello all again.
It is quite exciting, yes.
I also like Spidey stop motions. Shout out to Michelle. You would make a good voice actor. Yeah, you're crushing this accent.
Thank you. It travels around Eastern Europe a little bit, I'm not gonna lie.
It's okay. It's great.
You've never heard of my country.
I get that. Oh, Neva and Omar says, good work, genre blend, Megan. Thank you very much. Maybe reserve that until you've seen more, but yes, I appreciate that. McCranky Stank, I believe this is to Adam, says, didn't his mother tell him if he made that face too often, it would stick? It clearly did.
My dad would tell me that.
Yeah, my mom would tell me that for sure.
Like if I did this a lot. Because I always have think face.
Think face. I like it. All right. Thank you all very much. Let me make sure I didn't. Oh, we have one more follow. Adam's mom's fave.
That would be my sister. That is her.
Amazing.
Hello, Tori Bell.
Hi,
Burn.
Tori. I know.
I like
She
this
always
name.
has to come into my shows and spread lies about everything.
Oh.
All right.
I want to give her a Betty. That's so
Oh, all right. So jumping back in, you all are awkwardly standing about this room. Maybe a few of you are trying to talk to each other. When a young woman, she looks maybe early middle age, comes into the room and kind of very fast. She just bursts into the room and she says, "Oh, good. I'm so glad all of you are here. Why don't you come back here and I'll explain to you what it is we're here for." Yes? Yes? Do you all follow her?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So she just takes you into a room that's just a bit inside, just out from the lobby. It's actually not all that far from the front entrance. And she says, "Well, please have a seat." Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I am Mina Harker. I am the head of the Department of Mysteries, if you didn't already know. Hello, Mr. Featherby. I know that we have met a few times as you already work for the department. It is so lovely to have you here. Yes. Thank you for coming promptly. I'm sorry that the letter was a bit, it didn't have a lot of information, but to be entirely honest, I don't have a lot of information myself quite yet. However, I know that each and every one of you, yes, Mrs. Zambini, yes, Miss.
This may be my first time here, but am I to be under the impression that this place operates without, the niceties of maybe a cup of tea?
Oh.
Snack?
Oh, no, of course.
I just need to know what to expect from you here.
Of course, yes, Ms. Zambini. That is. Let me, Jonathan, would you please? Oh God, not Jonathan. Thomas, would you please get some tea for our guest? Thank you. And you can kind of see like this one man who's not Jonathan Harker, but someone else who sticks their head in and just kind of goes, it's the young man, and he runs off.
Hey, Thomas, if you have like beef jerky or something like savory, that would be cool for like me or people who don't want tea. Not that anyone asks. I also am hungry.
Yes, of course. Also some meat of some sort, preferably dried and salted. Yes. Thank you, Thomas. And she is there anything else that I have not covered as far as the food necessities for anyone?
I just wasn't aware that the mystery of this department was a lack of hospitality. And she just like...
Oh, that's a good one, Professor. I always liked you.
Oh, I liked you too. How are you, Miss Felix?
Just out there hunting, doing my thing. It's a good life. It's a quiet life out there.
Huh. Good on
I'm
you.
glad to see that some of you already know each other.
Oh yeah, I know Conn over there. He's got a little secret.
Yes, well, you all have a bit of secrets, don't you? We don't have to get into that. Let me tell you why you are here. Tea will be served shortly, as well as the jerky. You all have become the most important people in the world right now. So it is of dire importance that you are here. So thank you for coming. A prophecy has been revealed that all but named the four of you as the only ones who can stop it. So I'm sorry, but at this point, you must work for the Department of Mysteries until we can understand what it is that is happening. That means that you are joining us, and I am your welcoming committee. I apologize that it isn't more of a to-do, but, as times are, things must move very quickly. Let me tell you a little bit about what we do know so that you know what you are working with. You will become an unspeakable within the Ripper sub-department of the Department of Mysteries. You outside of the department know of it, so hold to your new title as Unspeakables and do not speak of it to anyone. For many, many years, this organization has been fighting the evil that lurks in the dark, protecting wizard and mankind alike. Believe it or not, we are at a high point right now. A few years back, we took down a major organization called the Cabal. This was a group brought together by none other than Jack the Ripper himself. He recruited the Count of Lord Dracula as his partner at the head of the Cabal, and together they fought hard to bring down the Department of Mysteries. We struggled against them during a secret war, losing many good witches and wizards along the way, but in the end, we took them down. Because of our work and the sacrifice of the previous head of the department, Dr. Abraham Van Helsing, may he rest in peace, we have maintained our hold over the Cabal. And yet this prophecy sounds as though we may be blind to a true danger that is coming. This is where you four come in. We keep tabs on anyone the department deems a person of interest, which of course the four of you do. You each know why. We don't need to get into that now. Your various skills will be your assets here within the department. You will begin training in the morning and you will be briefed with the very limited information we currently have, including the prophecy. And at this point, the prophecy that we all saw before, she does actually have written down on a piece of paper, and she passes it to you so that you all have this. I know you have been dragged into something you probably couldn't have imagined, and while we don't know why yet, you are very important. It's going to happen one way or another. You might as well have the department support behind you. And as she's continuing to say this, an older man actually kind of shuffles into the room, and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Harker. I just wanted to tell you that all of the artifacts have been delivered. They're right outside. I don't know if you want to move them into somewhere else." And Mina goes, "Oh, yes, Mr. Harmsworth. Thank you very much. We will get right to it." And he goes, "Oh, yes, yes." And he shuffles back out of the door. And she turns back to look at you, but as she does, all of a sudden there's a chill in the air. And you notice that the light in the room starts to flicker, almost as if someone is lightly breathing on a candle. And all of a sudden the lights go out and a crash is heard. And Amina goes, "Oh, that sounded like it came from out front." And she goes to run out of the door, and right as she does, you hear a big thud, and you hear her kind of cry out and clatter to the floor. What do you all do? It is still dark.
I would immediately pull out my wand and say, cast Lumos.
All right.
Give us some light.
So to cast Lumos, you will be using the new skill, which is Common Wizardry. This skill is going to govern the common magic that we use in the day-to-day wizarding world. So make a common wizardry roll. You will do that with whatever your die is in that skill and your wild die.
Yes. Cast and Lumos. Right. It looks like with both of those, I'm going to hit a 4.
A 4.
Right on
So you don't add them together, just whichever one is the highest.
Mm-hmm. And that was
right?
my
Okay.
4. Yes.
4. So you are successful, and you are able to cast just a little bit of light coming off of the tip of your wand. And whenever you do see just a little bit in the distance of the doorway. It looks like there's a body on the floor.
A body.
Yes.
I go over and I want to investigate the body and flip it over to see who it be.
No. Well, as you get closer, you see that it is in fact Mina. She has a bit of a gash on her head, and it looks as though she has been knocked out, hopefully. She seems to be breathing, but she is currently unconscious. And as you get a little closer to Mina, you still hear a bit of movement and what sounds like a bit of a ruckus happening out front.
Okay, everyone, we have a woman down here and probably a perpetrator. Is that what that's called? A bad person somewhere outside here. Let me drag Mina to a safe place, and I want to drag Mina's body like back to the corner of the back of the room.
Okay.
I'd go and help her. I'd grab the legs and help her.
Okay. I don't think that needs a roll. Yes.
Zelda like walks up. She's not very fast, but like getting to the open area, I want to cast like a reveal spell to see whoever is trying to get away.
Ah, okay. So now we get to
Revelio in this house.
Oh, yes, a little Revelio. Let's see. Did we have a specific one for Revelio? Ooh.
Yes, it's 15. It's our detect, conceal.
Oh yes. Oh, 15. Oh, the numbers are so helpful.
It's so helpful.
Right. Okay, so if in this instance you wanted to, we're just going to go over this as we move into it. If you wanted to add a modifier, you would want to say that now. There are specific modifiers for each power, and then there are generic ones. You probably don't need one here, so we don't have to worry about that. That's just something to know ahead of time. So this one, looking at the casting modifier, is a -1 to your spell casting roll. So you roll your spell casting die and your wild die at a -1.
Okay. You know what? No, I am going to use a modifier. I want to get like a big AoE on this.
Okay. So let's see, big area of effects. So you want the big one. So that's +2. So our original, the way that this works is we take the original power points of the spell, which was 2, and we add the +2, which is the additional power points you would have needed to spend were we using power points. We're going to divide that in half, round up if needed, which means that now your negative will be 2, because that is half of the power points. So -2 to cast.
Sounds good. Okay, I rolled like garbage, so I'm gonna use my reroll.
Oh, reroll! Get it
already.
Got a 1 and a 2. Whoopsie.
Oh, well,
There we go.
Zelda.
First explosion.
you used. Oh, that 1 and the 2 is your original roll. Okay.
Yes. The
I got
original one was a 1 and a 2, and the second one, my wild die exploded, so I got an 11.
Ooh, an 11. You got it with a raise. Very good. Okay, so that means you're trying to see if there's anyone here. And as a matter of fact, whenever you do that, you kind of set it like outside of the door where you heard the crash from before, the general area you think. And as you do, you actually see 2 men who kind of seem surprised by your presence and by the light of Caden's wand and take off. And they're actually in the midst of what looks like all of these Egyptian artifacts. Some of them are crashed. They have a few in their hands, and it looks like they're trying to get away. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna turn to the young people in the room and go, well, sick 'em.
Ah.
I would drop the legs real quick, and then I start running out.
Okay, so you guys are trying to get over to them. Let's make this a combat so that we can see how that goes. First combat. Ooh, very exciting. So in Savage Worlds, for initiative, you use a deck of cards. So we are going to be drawing cards, and you redraw at the beginning of every round. I will remind you all that you do have adventure cards that can allow you to do different things, so don't forget. And also you have your uses of BBBB. So let's start. I will start with Kanan. Your card is an 8 of spades. And Zelda, yours is an ace of clubs.
Please give me a second card so I can have disadvantage.
8 of hearts. Which one would you like?
Which is the lower one? I have to take the lower one.
The 8 is the lower one.
Okay, I'll take the 8.
Oh yes, that's what this one does. That is her hindrance.
I'm hesitant because I'm old.
Diana, you have a jack of clubs.
Ooh.
And Fortuna, you have a 10 of diamonds.
Hell yeah.
Very nice.
All right, and we will see these guys have a 7 of hearts. Okay, so that means that the first person to go will be Raven. So what you see, Raven, is that these 2 guys are running away. It looks like they're just trying to get away, but in fact, make a notice roll for me. So roll whatever your notice die is and your wild die.
Okay, notice. 4. I'm gonna use a reroll.
Oh, reroll? Okay, use your reroll.
Do I roll both dice? Mute.
Yes, you reroll both dice.
Thank you. Okay, 5.
5, very good. So what you actually see, there's kind of like a door that's off a little further in the back, and you see a pair of legs being dragged out of that door.
Can I cast Petrificus Totalis on one of them?
Yes, on one of the guys that's
Yes.
running. Okay, yes, you can indeed. Petrificus Totalis. Oh, I'm not in the right place. So that spell that we are using in the Savage Worlds world is... Where is it?
Sorry, should I look that up for you?
Oh, it's all good. This is what we get to learn. Is what this looks like. I believe it's one of the first ones. The Petrificus Totalis.
Why don't I remember? Oh God.
Right? I know this is the hard part.
Sorry, guys. Let me
It's
help you
okay. Oh, it's done.
It's done.
And
Yeah.
yes, indeed. So, unless you want to add any modifiers, you're going to be casting it at a -1.
Let me add a modifier. Gotta get one of these guys in our custody.
All right, you could do area of effect if you would like.
Yes, let's get them both.
Would you like to do large area of effect?
Yes.
Or large? Okay, so that's going to be +3. So let's see, our original PowerPoint's 2 + 3 divided, that's 2.5. So you are going to be at a -3 to cast this with the area of effect.
Okay. So I roll my D8 and I roll my spell casting dice and my wild, yes?
Yes.
Okay, everyone wish me luck. Hey, I aced the 8. Okay.
Good job.
Roll it
Okay.
again. 8 + 5. 8, 9,
Holy-
10, 11, 12, 13. 13.
Yeah, you
Yes.
got that with 2 raises, as a matter of fact, which is
Oh,
like you know, Professor Zambini here really put you on edge, but
Yes.
you're like, you know what? I'm not under your school spell anymore, and I can show you how powerful I am, and you're able to do it with that confidence. So you are able to cast this on them. One moment. This would be, let's see. This is what's fun, is figuring out how it all works. Yeah, you're able to cast stun on them, and this, you said 13. This is going to go against, we'll say, their parry, which is 5. So you definitely did that, and then you stunned them. And stun is actually a specific thing. Let's see. Stunned characters fall prone and can't take any actions. Attacks against them give you a lot of bonuses. So that's what's happened. These 2 guys, you've frozen them and they fall to the ground, and they're just stuck there for right now. So very good job. That was your turn. Next is going to be Fortuna.
oh, Megan, can I just quickly turn around and like bow my head to Zelda?
Yes, you can. In fact, you do.
Question: are you looking smug or sincere?
That's up to you to decide.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna default for the bad one. She'll just fold her arms and say, "I'm glad you made a better witch than a student. You don't need praise, and I can't give you house points."
Oh boy.
We're out of school. Why would I need some house points?
Oh, I don't know why you're looking at me for praise, little girl. Please continue. There's a mortal threat in the room.
And then she just puts her head down and she just is back in herself. She feels worthless.
I
Oh,
love you so much. I'm sorry.
I know. It's all out of love. I know.
Megan, just really quick, if
Yeah.
I may say, we have gotten 4 more BBBBs
oh my
come in right
goodness.
now. One from Andrea of the Burbs, Danny Binger, Legend of Katie, and Draconicus.
That is
Thank you,
insane.
friends.
Thank you, guys. So what we will do is I'm going to give each of you another, instead of rolling here since we have so many. So everybody now has 2, and we're going to keep that. We will have, let's see, that was 3. So we will have 1 left once these are used. I'm going to make a note of it. We will keep it in reserve. Then we will roll to see who gets another. Ooh. That way we don't have too many on the out at once. Thank you guys so much. That's amazing. You guys are freaking amazing. We also have a few follows. Evil Bread and Jason Nielsen 72. Thank you guys for the follows. And I can't get to my things. I see there's more stuff over here. Mrs. CC Garden Gnome gifted 10 subs. Holy crap. That's awesome.
Ooh,
Sarah
thank
BC
you.
1 gifted a sub to Nightshade 88. Thank you guys. All right. So we're back to it. Fortuna, it is your turn. You saw that Raven cast Petrificus Totalis on somebody and seemingly did a pretty good job. So would you like to move a bit further out into the same space that Raven is in, out of this room?
Yes, question. So I can only see from where I am 2 bad boys.
Yeah,
Is there...
you saw 2 of them that she seemingly cast a spell on, but you're not sure if that's all.
Okay. Yes, Fortuna will use her very long legs to run as far as she can through the building to see if there's any more bad boys.
Okay.
Or non-binary bad people. It's fine.
So in Savage Worlds, you have generally your basic pace is 6, which means you can move 6 squares. We aren't using a map. It's theater of the mind, so it's not quite as big of a deal. But in this instance, you can run as well. The way run usually works is you roll a run die. It's 1d6. It cannot ace. You don't roll it with a wild die. And you add, say you get a 5, you would add 5 squares to that. Just so you all know, that's how run works. In this instance, I'm just going to let you run out there. We're not going to worry about the die. And why don't you make a notice roll for me once you run out into the space? You run past Raven, as a matter of fact.
That's a 4.
4. Okay, so that is a success. Looking around, you can't quite see anybody else, but you hear what sounds like people stepping on glass or rocks. You hear a bit of shuffling, and it almost like they're trying to sneak past. It's kind of over to your left. All right.
Hey, everybody, there's the people trying to sneak over to my left.
I love it. Okay, so, this is a good time to do this. We have 2 8s out, an 8 of hearts and an 8 of spades. We always go reverse alphabetical order when that happens. So that means the Canaan with your 8 of spades will be next.
Excellent. So I was still in the I run out and I see that they've definitely taken care of 2 of them, and I see Fortuna take off. I hear her yell, I'd like to take off with her, right behind her, if I may.
Yeah.
And I hear her left shout, "Oh, they're off to the left!" And I want to. I still got knocks. They're not knocks. I've still got. I've got light. I've got Lumos in my wand still, and I'm going to run over and I'm going to kind of cast it that direction and see if I notice anything.
Okay. Give me a notice roll at a +2 since you're using the light.
That's right, with the light and then with my eyes.
Well, at that point you're at a +4.
That's going to give me a 7.
7. Okay. One below a raise there, but that's okay because as you move over to where Fortuna mentioned, you in fact do see 2 more just random guys who notice you and just kind of take off, but they seem to take off in the opposite direction that the other guys were running.
They were to the left, now they're going opposite directions.
Would you like to do anything else?
Yeah, am I able to try to cast a spell at one of them?
Yeah, you can cast a spell at this point. It will, you will get rid of, if you want to keep Lumos and cast a spell, you're going to be at an extra -1 to do that, or you can get rid of Lumos first, just so you know.
That's fine. I would like to cast, I'm going to keep that up, and I'm going to try to cast Entangle on one of them, Impedimenta. See if I can hit one that takes off to the side.
All right. Yes. So for this one, did you want to add any modifiers?
No, I don't think so. Not on this, just because I've still got the light going as well too.
Okay. So yes, you will be at a -2.
No worries. Right. Aha! Explosion! Woo! Ah! All right, not too bad. With the -2, that gives me an 8.
An 8. That is a success with a raise. Wow. Let's see. You've bound them, but let's make sure that that is true. Let's find out what their stats are here. Oh yeah. You are able to essentially. They are trying to run away, and then all of a sudden it's almost like their feet get tangled around themselves. It's very strange looking, and they just kind of fall to the ground. And at this point, bound is another specific thing. Let's see what it is so we all know. Bound, the victim may not move, is distracted and vulnerable, which means it's easier to attack them. And they can't make any physical actions, but they can try to break free on their turn. All right, very good. Now the next turn is Zelda. You guys all got initiatives before them, so good job. What would you like to do, Zelda?
Zelda, they've all done a run. That's not really her jam. So she's just gonna walk over to where everyone dropped Mina, and she's gonna reach into her coat and pull out. I'm gonna use one of my specials.
Ooh,
immediately have a pepper up potion, and she pulls out this small cylinder. It's 4 inches tall, and it looks like it has an hourglass on the inside, and half of the liquid is yellow and the other half is blue. And she just flicks it, and it shatters the space between them, so it mixes in the vial.
Ooh.
And it immediately heats up. So she has hold it by the top, and you can see that the glass looks like it's way too warm for her to hold. She kind of shakes it a little bit like a glow stick before opening it up and pouring it into Mina's mouth for a pepper up potion to help her with the wound.
Super cool. Yeah, I love that. Okay, yeah, you are able to do that with the pepper up potion. So I'm trying to find where the potion is so that I can read all the things that it does. I have so many different things in here.
So it looks like it's in the settings and edges. The recipient makes a natural healing roll. Success heals 1 wound and a raise heals 2.
Indeed. So let's find out.
Real good.
She got a success. So in this instance, you are actually able to rouse her, and she kind of sits up and goes, what happened?
I provided refreshment before you did, but also it looks like you got hit very hard.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess thank you then. And she kind of goes to start standing up. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
She'll just slowly start to walk down the hall to see what's going on.
Okay. Yeah,
Not in
you
a
walk
rush.
down the hall and you see a couple of guys who just are frozen. And then you see another couple of guys that seem to be wrestling with their feet almost. It's very strange. So at this point, it's their turn. And the Petrificus Totalis guys, they are pretty much just stuck there for right now. But the other guys can try to break free of entangle here. Impedimenta. Oh, they certainly did not. But you know what? I have so many bennies. I'm going to use one to re-roll. It's going to be great. Here we go. They got way worse. It was a 1. Yeah, they can't break free. So at this point, actually, it seems that everything is clear. Mina comes out and is looking around, and she says, "What happened? Did someone break in and steal these artifacts? Where's Professor Harmsworth?" And you all look around and you don't see him anywhere at all. So we're going to end the combat here. And Mina says, I don't understand what happens, but we need to find Professor Harmsworth just to make sure that he's okay. Will you all I know that you've just been introduced here, but here we are, ready to go. Will you please help me search the area and see if we can figure out where he is or what happened here?
I'm going to slowly walk over to one of the 2 guys that are that I have petrified, and use my legitimate smell and see if I can extract their memory from a few minutes before.
Okay.
And put it into my mind and see what I can find.
I like that. So that is your trademark spell, which means that in this case, I believe, you get a +1 to casting it essentially.
Okay.
So I think I said that differently before, but that's okay. Yes. So go ahead and let me pull that up, and you can see. I think that one's just a -1 already, so you would just be casting that at no minuses, I think.
Okay. There we go. 5.
5. All right. That, let's see, Legilimens would be an opposed roll in this instance. So if you wanted to re-roll to try to get something higher, you would have to do that now.
Okay. I will do that.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
Sorry, before you burn your re-roll, is there any way I can assist her by like stopping them? Like I want to inhibit their ability to roll higher.
Oh, okay. Well, so this would fall into the category of support rolls. And essentially what you can do, you can use any of your skills any way you want to, whatever makes sense. You make a roll. If you get a success, you can add pluses to her roll. And you will do that first. So yeah, whatever your idea is, you want to like try. Oh, how about you go over and you try to like intimidate, or you could do something like that, or some other idea if you have one.
Sweet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my smarts and just try to like harangue them into not fighting this.
So that would probably be, I would say that would be an intimidation roll, or I would let it be a performance roll if you wanted.
Okay.
Could potentially be persuasion.
Either of those. No, it's fine. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, let's do persuasion. That feels
Persuasion?
okay.
Make your roll. You're welcome with your, and I'll give you a +1 because these guys are frozen. They can't go anywhere. So they cannot look away from you.
5 plus 1 is a 6.
Ah, very good. Yes, so that will give you a +1 Raven on your roll.
Perfect.
You can kind of like, they can't move, but when you're over there kind of like trying to distract them and intimidate them, you can tell just by looking in their eyes that they're a little like, what have we gotten into? Very successful. All right, make your roll, Raven.
Okay, 6.
6, is that with the
So +1.
Okay. So that's a little bit better, still not with a raise, but that's okay. They will try to not let this happen, but they got a 5, which is not enough. So you take your wand and you cast Legilimens and you focus to try to go into their mind and see if you can discover anything here. It seems a little, these people, the biggest thing that you notice, this is not a wizard. This is a muggle, first of all, which in the Ministry of Magic of all places, that is quite strange. But what you do see is some kind of trinket, and it looks like there's some kind of writing on it. You can't get quite a good look, but the writing looks like Asian writing of some kind. It could be Chinese, could be, you're not entirely sure. But you see that, and what you also see is that these guys don't know what they're doing, but they were here hired by some random person who seemingly was hired by someone else. It seems like there's a big chain of things and you're not entirely sure what it is beyond that, but you can tell that some guy seems to be the boss guy. Told them, make it look like a smash and grab, but you're trying to kidnap the professor. And then after that, you're able to kind of come back out a little bit and see information that you were able to gain.
I would relay all of this, and then I would stare down this guy and go, how did you get in here, you muggle?
He just looks at you frozen.
And I get closer to his face and I go, how did you get in here?
Do you want to de-Petrificus Totalis him?
Oh, yes, I will. Yes.
Okay, I'll say, we won't roll for this. I think that it's pretty easy for you to cast Finite. Yes, so when you do that, he kind of scrambles around a little bit, having had all of his limbs completely restricted like that. Mm-hmm. And he says, I'm just working a job. I don't listen. We were just hired to kidnap the professor, and that's it. I don't want any of this. They seem very terrified.
I put my wand right to his throat and I say, who hired you?
Make for me. Do you have intimidation?
Let me check. I do not.
Well, Zelda in the back is just like, that is not the one in the group I thought would literally eat someone here. And it just gives Kanan a tiny side eye.
I would say either you can make an intimidation roll, or I would let you make a persuasion roll if you wanted.
Let me see my persuasion. Let's do persuasion.
Okay. Make that roll.
Kanan raises an eyebrow to Zelda.
I aced it. Going to roll again. 6, 11.
11. Yeah, that is with a raise. And he goes, listen, I don't know. It was just Freddie Marchand. He hired us, and then we came and we did the thing, and he left. That's it. I don't know anything else.
And I just turned to Zelda. I'm like, they're worthless.
Oh, no, we can be quite helpful. Please don't kill us.
Oh, hey, everybody. So we got these two guys over here, and then these two non-frozen ding-dongs back here. Are we gonna, wipe with our mind? Because they kind of saw, all this magic stuff. You said these are just, plain muggle people, so Can someone do that? I mean, I can't. I don't want to mess it up. I'm not very good at magic. If someone would like to blop or boop, if we don't need any more information for them, I think that'd be a good idea.
Let's make
Miss
sure we
Felix,
get
you
all
wouldn't.
sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say to just make sure we get all the information we need before I obliviate all.
Oh, sure. That sounds real cool. I'm going to tie up everybody with some rope, like the old-fashioned way. Just tie them up so they don't run away when the spell wears off.
The whole time, Zelda is just staring madly at Fortuna, like, tying knots with your fingers? I didn't even know people could do that.
Yeah, it's real easy. Just like learn how to do stuff with hands, and then like you don't have to worry about the magic wand getting split in half, or you have curse or any of that. You just do it. Very simple.
The last I remember of you, Miss Felix, you weren't a squib. Has something changed?
No, not squib. Just the old Fortuna.
As you all are having this conversation, Mina comes over and she just looks very flustered, and she says, "Well, I can already see that you all are working well together mostly, and I appreciate that, and you have gained that information." And she seems so confused about why there are muggles. I just don't understand how you even got in here. This is very strange. And they all just seem very intimidated, and she says, "Yes, well, I suppose this may be all the information. I don't know. Maybe there's a bit more around here. We can look around a bit more. But yes, as soon as we've gained everything that we need from them, then let's erase the minds, obliviate, and send them on their way somewhere else, and we will figure out how to get the professor back."
Miss Harkin, I'm going to need you to contribute in a more substantive way or finish fetching the tea.
Oh, yes, the tea, right, of course. Miss Zambini, yes, the tea, right, yes. But a person has been kidnapped, and tea is the least. And as she's just kind of flustered saying this, Thomas walks over. He's like, I have the tea, ma'am. And she's like, "Oh, but here is your tea, and then please do the job that you are now being hired for." This has been a very strange evening, and my head hurts.
We're looking for a guy named Mr. Blooper Bloggle. What's his name? I forgot already.
I think what was it, Raven? It was Freddie Marchant. Is no one I know of. This will be your first job, to find this Freddie Marchant and figure out why and how he broke in here, what they were after, and where the professor is.
Are the lights still out? Or am we only illuminated by my one little wand of Lumos?
Oh, yes, we should see if we can turn those back on. And she flicks her wand, and the lights in the space come back up so you can see a little bit better. And as you look around, I mean, it looks like things are in disarray. There seems to be what you assume was the artifacts that the professor had mentioned before that are kind of in disarray. There's just there's some small little like vases, some little trinkets, and there's some larger pieces. They look very Egyptian in nature. But it does look like there's some crashed things, maybe some missing things, if you all wanted to look through them a little bit more.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, could you see Kanan just kind of lift up his nose a little bit and he starts smelling. I wanted to see if I could do a notice if there's any blood, if there's broken glass anywhere.
Okay. Make a notice roll.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and use a re-roll for that.
Okay. Do it. Use one of your re-rolls.
Using a reroll, and on top of that as well too, we do have 3 BBBs in reserve as well too.
Oh my goodness.
So to notice, all right, that's going to be a 5 for notice.
A 5, yes, that is enough. So, sorry, catching up on a few things here.
Right.
As you look around, you actually see this little bit of paper that has this small yellow flower on it. Do you want to look at it a bit further?
Yes, I would definitely investigate it a little bit more.
Okay, as you open that up, it looks like there's some sort of powdery something in there, and smelling it, this doesn't seem right. Does anyone have does anyone have a streetwise or anything else? Thievery would also work.
I have thievery.
Okay, if you would like to, make a thievery roll to see if you can figure out what this substance is.
All right. I walk over to Kanan and I see he's
Yes.
this flower.
I don't
May
know what
I
this is.
see it?
Of course.
No, that's a double. That's a crit. I've got 2 ones.
Oh boy, so that is a crit fail. You
Oh.
cannot re-roll these.
No.
So you go over, Raven, and you kind of go to sniff it, and when you do, you inhale a lot, and you just kind of go, whoa, and now it kind of feels like you're in a dream.
Great. This is good.
But you're feeling good, but you're like, I just want to relax. So I'm just going to give you a level of fatigue currently.
Oh, boo.
Which will give you a -1 on all of your rolls at this time.
All right, so you just see her. Sorry. You just see her kind of like, I don't quite know what it is, but it feels nice to be in this.
Why is everybody like sniffing things that they don't know what it is? I would like to go over and use my survival to identify the flower.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. My one good thing.
You have many good things. You have many good things.
That's a 4. Does that succeed?
That is a success. Yes.
Can I since I have 2, can I use one of my auto raises to make it like a super good success?
Yeah, for sure. You are able to tell immediately what it is. It is a yellow lotus flower, and in fact, you are pretty sure that you've seen that particular. It's not an actual flower. It's printed on this paper, and you've seen that before. You're not entirely sure where, but you know that it is tied to something more specific, whether it's a person or a thing or maybe a place, something.
Okay, that's with an auto raise, huh? Well, I think the symbol, this yellow lotus flower, means it probably means a place or a person or something significant. Perhaps we should show this around to some others who might have some more information. And probably don't sniff this stuff anymore, huh, Raven? You know, if you want to get a little crazy, do that on your own time, okay? We're on a mission now.
Oh, you know what? On top of that, I actually think you might be able to know this with some of your potion background. So with that raise, I will add that you can tell that this is opium.
Well, also it's opium. So like, Raven, like 10 minutes, you're probably gonna want some more, but we can't let you have it. Just be cool.
Well, that makes sense. It affected her quite quickly. Yeah.
So are these people just drug runners? That's so mundane muggles are, huh?
I suppose. I don't know. This is all very strange. Nothing that I've ever seen before. I suppose maybe this yellow flower, like you said, it leads to some specific place. Maybe it leads to Freddie Marchand, this person who seemingly hired them. I don't know. Was there anything else that you all found? Mina is looking about a little bit as well. And she actually goes, oh, what's this? And she picks up this little fragment. And even Raven, in your kind of like hazy feeling, you see it and you remember that looks exactly like one that you saw in one of the one of these guys' mines. It's that little trinket that seems to have some kind of maybe Chinese writing on it.
This was in the memory that one had. Oh, I recognize it. And she goes to reach for it to look at it even closer.
Okay, do you want to try to identify it?
Sure.
I will say nobody has gambling, right? Any gambling as a skill? You can use thievery for this.
Right.
So Megan, while she is currently rolling for that, just to let you know, we have a total of 4 BBBBs. So if you want me to just give one to everyone again, and on top of that, Sarah BC1 doing what Sarah BC1 does, donating $50 for random wild magic.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay, I like it. Thank you, Sarah BC1. I also see we have Ariana Da First and Chaotic Story as new follows. Thank you guys. Welcome. And Dark Neeks subbed. Ooh, new sub. Hello.
Nice.
Inaral Indigo maybe has resubbed for 5 months, and Sarah BC1 did gift 5 subs. Thank you so much. Okay. What was your roll for that?
So I aced it, and then I got 10 in total, but then I have a -1, so it's 9.
Wow. Yeah, so you got a raise, and you take a look at this, and now that you can see it closely, you instantly go, oh, it's a gambling chip.
It's a gambling chip. Perhaps we could go gamble. I mean, no, we must investigate.
You would know.
Gambling chip. Ugh, all of this is very strange. Okay. Well, it seems like maybe the next step is to find this Freddie Marchand. So why don't you all, does anyone have any contacts on the Muggle Street, or just the street in general? I mean, we don't know if all of these folks are Muggles. I assume not all of them are, seeing as they are here in the Ministry of Magic. So, yes. Well, I suppose it is evening. Maybe at this point you all should stay here and rest for a bit, and in the morning we can kick this off and find the professor immediately. Yes? You all look tired, then you can have more tea, Miss Zambini.
Obliviate?
Oh, yes. That's why you are here, Raven. Yes, please obliviate them.
I go one by one, and I go, obliviate, obliviate. Oh, I love this spell, obliviate. And last but not least, you poor muggle, obliviate.
This is a mind wipe spell, and it actually is one that you can cast. So let's say if you want, oh, you can't do that. Okay, you can. I'll say that you can cast it twice and get 2 of them, because this is your specific area. It is at a -2.
Oh, so I have to add the other one too, right?
Yes, you are at a -3 because of fatigue.
Can I intercede one more time? Sorry.
Yeah.
I feel like all I do is just stand awkwardly behind Raven and just go. And I want to go ahead and use another one of my BBBs and pull out what's it called? A draft of peace.
Yes, I love it.
I think this one, like, it's in like a very like squiggly bottle, and it just looks like blue vapor, and you kind of just like open it, and she just is gonna open it under your nose and pass it under your nose, like, I'm gonna need you to get it together so you can kill the muggles.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh boy, yes. Okay, so with this one, let's see.
You have to make a vigor roll, and success removes 1 level of fatigue, and a raise removes 2.
So roll your vigor and your wild die.
Great. 5.
5. That is a success, even with your -1 there, which is a 4.
Yes.
So you kind of inhale this, and it just is so nice. And you all of a sudden just feel better. Your mind has cleared, and you no longer have that 1 level of fatigue.
We'll have a discussion about your apparent opioid problem at a later date.
All right. Would you like to cast Obliviate?
Yes. There we go. You want me to cast it 4 times?
You can do that, or you can cast it 2 if you want, and we'll say that you can catch both of them in it.
Okay, we'll do 2.
Okay.
6.
That is a success.
And another crit fail.
Oh, this is fun.
His head explodes.
Oh no!
For him to do a murder.
On spellcasting rolls, backfire.
God,
And we are using the dynamic backfire table. So one moment, let me catch up with the first 2 guys. We'll say the guys that you were able to mind wipe. were the one you Petrificus totalis. They were already terrified of you. So you are able to successfully remove their most recent memories. They seem very confused and a little dazed. The other two, oh boy. Okay, let me find where I put the dynamic table. I have so many tables, you guys. So many tables.
I always fear a GM with a ton of tables. Like, who knows?
I'm gonna have to pull it up in the book. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
No matter what happens, I just want to like hit these guys in the head with a rock and just call it a day.
Yeah, that's fair. I want you to obliviate all of us so hard that we're in a different campaign. Like,
Hey now.
surprise, we're playing a Western now.
That's funny. 138. All right. You know, this is, well, actually, I almost find it. We'll come back. Okay. So our dynamic table is so much fun. I'll have you roll for it. Yeah, this is it. So roll me 2d6.
Okay. Do I tell you to total both?
You're gonna, yeah, add these together.
5.
5. Okay, so in this instance, the power does not work. And you're very lucky. It doesn't really do a whole lot to you, except we'll say, because this shorts your power points essentially. We'll say the next time you cast a spell, you're casting it at an additional -1, because this kind of like it kind of backfired on you, and it's almost like an electrical buzz went up your arm, and it just kind of like it kind of knocked your confidence off because it didn't work, and these guys still seem to be totally aware of what's going on. All right.
Okay.
Would you all don't worry, dear. I will have Thomas. Please come obliviate these two men. As she yells off in the distance, and she says, "If you come this way, I will show you to some rooms in which you can settle in for the night, so you don't have to travel back, and then we can continue this tomorrow." And she leads you off. And this is a perfect time to check back in with chat real quick. Oh, yes. We also have that rampant magic. We will resolve that when we come back from Sarah, BC1 there. So first of all, chat, how are you guys? Oh, I see. Guess I'm Salad here says, obliviate so hard you end up in Barovia with us. Guess I'm Salad is a part of another Savage Worlds game. It's a Ravenloft game. That they do use some rippers. So yeah, you could end up over in Barovia with them.
I wouldn't say no to a little Stroud action. What's that?
I feel like we're gonna get a tiny bit of stride action, to be fair.
You're not wrong.
Oh my goodness. Jody, you're so excited about these crit fails. Oh boy.
I know a lot of people are, and I have the 2. Huh?
Oh, and Neva and Omar says, Zelda's saying out loud everything we teachers think.
Yeah, I'm digging deep into like my former tutor life of just like all the things I wish I could say to students.
Oh my goodness. I don't think I knew you were a tutor. Broker Drop says, love these costumes. Well done. Very fun. Thank you very much. We have fun.
Broker Drop is also a new follow as well too.
Ooh.
Along with Vestia Tires, and then Sarah BC1 gifting a sub to Broker Drop as well.
Oh. And
we got another BBBB from Smokebeard.
Oh my goodness. Yay. Okay, so this one we will roll to see which one of you gets it. So Raven 1, I'm sorry, Zelda. No, I've been doing Kanan 1. Kanan 1, Zelda 2, Raven 3, Fortuna 4.
Actually, I cannot get it because I have myself and Raven both have 3 currently.
Oh,
so.
you do already have 3.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, we do.
Going back up.
It's between Michelle and Bria. So Bria, you'll be 1 and 2, Michelle 3 and 4.
Okay.
Ah, it is a 3. So
Fortuna.
I got another.
Fortuna.
Got the 3. No.
Fortuna is now maxed out with hers currently.
All right. I think this is a great time to take a quick bio break. We will be back in about 5 minutes to find out who this Freddie Marchant is. Don't go away. We'll see you in a mo.
Hydrate.
Bye. Yes, lots of
It's
hydration.
the most important potion.
Okay, now shift click.
Click.
Alt Control X.
Okay. All right. I did it. Hey,
Score.
We did it. Okay. Hi, Dragons Things.
Hi.
Saving throw. We are retaliating for that prank war. You can't just come in and take over a stream without retaliation.
Yeah, we're
So,
hackers.
For that, we're gonna send you. Dom, are you ready? Dom, how's it looking on your side?
Yeah, are we go for dumb?
Once again, you see, dragons and things, that there is nothing that you can possess which I cannot take away. I mean, sorry. You guys do really good work, and I think that you guys are really cool, and I like spending time with you.
So, eat that, and then yeah, like whenever the pandemic ends, maybe we can. That's right.
Quickly, that'll be enough.
Captain, are you singing?
No, please go about your business.
I thought it was wonderful.
Really? Well, would you care to join?
I'll follow your lead.
Wait, singing? I'm in.
Me too!
Things in space.
Things in space.
Things in space.
Things in space. I'll just go study something.
The games we play are the stories we create.
The fortress doors swing open.
Every story is unique.
And the sound of war drums rises.
Sometimes our stories come to us when we least expect them. We need to be ready no matter where inspiration strikes. And sometimes our stories are told over great distances. No matter where your journey leads you or how your story is told. The games we play are the stories we create. Sirenscape can help make yours epic.
Sirenscape is searchable, fast, and customizable from any device with no need to pre-install any sound. Adding epic atmosphere to your game has never been easier.
Hello and welcome back to the Department of Mysteries, everyone. I just want to say thank you guys. You guys are making this very premiere episode just absolutely lovely, and we very much appreciate it here at the DAT Network. I also want to give another shout out to our current sponsor for this episode of Department of Mysteries. It's our Dragon Baggins here. They are lovely little critters. Look at them. Look, we all have them. These are little critters. They hold your dice, which is pretty freaking cool. They like to collect them for you and guard them in between your games. Getting them to share the hoard might take a little convincing, but if you let them sit by the action, that usually works. They love the action. Just be careful. You don't want them to like shoot fire at your game. That's never good. You don't want them to get too excited, okay? But make sure that you do check them out at etsy.com/shop/Wayward Masquerade, and then follow them on all of their socials under Wayward Masquerade. That's Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And thank you, Dragon Baggins, for helping us out for Department of Mysteries. It's very lovely. And remember, there is a giveaway. You can get your very own lovely little dragon baggin like this one. You should be able to see the Gleam.io link in chat that will come through every once in a while. You can enter as many times as you want, as long as it's before 3:45. You only have about 45 more minutes is all I'm saying. So keep that in mind. All right, folks, let's jump back in. I have to figure out where I am. So we're going to go ahead. You guys, Mina took you to a different room, to different rooms so that you all could sleep and just kind of rest, get yourself situated, because you have been thrown immediately into some crazy chaos. Before you get going for the day, is there anything anyone would like to do before you have to go out and deal with this group of people again?
I would like to make some field potions, please, with half an hour of my time.
Yes, indeed, you can do that. I don't think, actually, yeah, it's a roll. So you can make your science roll is what governs potion making.
Yes.
For this.
Beautiful.
And what I would tell you is you have to choose what you want to make. So you can make 3 potions of any organization. So it could be all healing. It could be all the Drought of Peace. It could be all the boost ones. If you do want to do a boost, you have to pick what they boost beforehand. So it could boost stealth. It could boost anything. Any of the skills you can boost, essentially.
Nice. That's a good little mix to add. So I want to try to make one of each because that feels just like blanket utilitarian. I should have all the skills in front of me. I only know what I'm good at. So no, that's okay. Pretty on brand for Zelda. She would only think about boosting something that she's good at too.
Yeah. I mean,
spellcasting.
Yeah, spellcasting is great. Everybody can use that too.
Just be better at being a wizard.
Oh,
stares at Fortuna.
Hey, listen, I had some trouble with it. Okay, I'm kind of a dum-dum. Reading is kind of hard.
I gave you straight A's because you're a legacy student.
I get that sports scholarship, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Quidditch. Quidditch.
She's on this Quidditch scholarship. I love it.
She was the best beater around, you know.
That's what they say. That's what the boys say.
It's all right. It's a rated R show. Don't worry about
it. Oh, God. Oh, that's how you got your scar.
Hey, listen, I don't want to hear any lip from the opium lady, okay?
What was your roll?
So I got a 7 plus 2. I have a +2 to science is a 10 or a 9.
Man.
I don't know how numbers work.
Okay, there's no additional for a success, but you are very successful. These are very good potions. So you now have a pepper up, a Drought of Peace, and a focusing elixir specifically for spellcasting.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's not
okay.
Like I also watched someone else just completely bliff and obliviate, so that won't come in.
Yeah, just a little bit. So, starting off, before we get going, let's find out who's got some rampant magic. He's going to roll on this fancy little table here. This is a D100 roll.
Sarah BC1.
Yes. Okay. So we got a 17, and now I'm going to figure out which one of you it's going to affect. So we'll go Kanan 1, Zelda 2, Raven 3, Fortuna 4. Ah, it's a 2. Zelda, you get it. 17. Let's find out what you get in my handy dandy Table Fables book here. Oh, this is fun. Your eyes change color.
All right. Nice.
Yeah, you wake up and in the morning and your eyes are like a completely different color. I'll let you pick the color if you want.
Let's go with red.
Red. Oh my goodness, I love it. Oh, I've dropped all my books.
Crimson.
Yeah. So your eyes are like, I mean, it's not like you have been, smoking some weed red. It's like the irises, like the whole thing, the color of your eyes is just red. It's red.
Nice.
It's very
it's
strange.
extra scary because she's got those big like magnifying like glasses on too, so it's just like giant Coke bottle red eyes. Like
yeah, it's really
gonna
gonna
it's weird yet.
It's gonna give you a lot of bonus to intimidating your students.
Nice.
So anything else anyone would like to do before we begin the day?
I came here to get my new cape for the winter, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. I'm gonna go out and trade some just like some various gems I found out through my travels, and go to the local, I don't know what the cloak store called, the cloaks and things down the street.
Cloaks and things in Diagon Alley. You can Ministry of Magic's very close to Diagon Alley, so you can slip out early and go buy yourself a new fanciful cloak. Let's make it a roll. You're quite lucky though. So let's see. Let's make this. Do you have Streetwise? Oh no, Streetwise isn't a thing anymore. Oh, I gotta keep track of this. Let's see. Let's do. Let's just make it a notice roll, or if you want, it could be a persuasion roll to see how good of a cloak you can get.
No, persuasion is -2 for me because I'm outsider. I do noticing with my eyes. It's much easier for me, so I do.
See if you can pick the best of the cloaks.
Oh, my dice exploded. So good. Exploded again.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, that's a 13. Very good cloak for explosion.
You got 2 raises. So you go down to Diagon Alley and you're looking around and you see cloaks and things, but then just looking around the corner, there's another store that it seems a bit smaller, but it seems like this one is called Fancy Things, and you think maybe I'll check Fancy Things first. So you go down into Fancy Things and you go in, and as soon as you do, the shop clerk, he goes, "Oh, well, welcome. Come on in. No offense. Hopefully this isn't something that will offend you, but you are part of the Felix clan, right?"
Yes, person I don't know. Thank you for pointing out thing that I already know.
Oh yeah. Well, of course you know, but I'm just so I'm so happy that you're here. I've been told that if a Felix comes into your shop, that you'll be granted luck for the next full day. So I'm just so pleased that you came. What can I help you with?
Oh my gosh, you talk so much. I just want a nice cape for the winter, and like if you keep saying my name though, I might leave. It's reading very loud.
Oh, I will be quiet. So sorry. Yes, I have the perfect one. And he goes back and he pulls out this cape that is bright white, and it's just so crisp and clean, and it's edged with this lovely silver lining all around the inside and around the edge of it, and it looks very toasty and warm. The inside looks like it's some sort of fur, and he goes, "This is the best cloak that we've ever had in the store, and I will give it to you for a discount if you want."
Oh, cool. I mean, I only have like this bag of gems, so I don't know. I don't have like what is the currency in Harry Potter world?
Galleons.
I don't have like galleons because I don't roll that way anymore. But here, like, and I just have like a bunch of rubies, a fistful of rubies. But like here, if that's okay for a cape, I think the cape is good. The good color for winter. You know, when the snow comes, good for camouflage. I like the fur lining. Looked very warm, thermal, dynamic, very nice.
Oh yes, it is. Oh yes. That will be. His eyes kind of like sparkle as he looks at the rubies. That will be plenty. Yes, here. And he takes the rubies and hands you the cloak, and he says, "Thank you again for gracing my store."
Okay, all right. Just don't tell my mom or my dad that I was here. I'll appreciate that. Okay, bye. Bye later. Goodbye later.
Okay, bye. Bye. Thank you again. And you go back off to the Department of Mysteries, I assume, unless you wanted to go somewhere else.
I'm good. I go back to team.
Okay. Anything else anyone would like to do ahead of time?
So I was going to say I would have woken up definitely earlier. I wanted to try to do a little bit of research on this Freddie Machant, if there's any other information that perhaps the department itself had upon him, if that's all right.
That makes sense. I think that what you probably did is you went to Mina and just said, because working at the Department of Mysteries, you work in a specific, you're essentially working on time travel and researching the different ways to do time travel. So you don't necessarily, and the department, like the sub-departments within the Department of Mysteries kind of keep to themselves. So this is kind of a new, exciting thing that you might actually have access to some of this other stuff. I mean, she did say they kept tabs on people, so maybe there is a particular department for that. So if you go and ask Mina, she does say, oh yes, that would be great if you go down and talk with this person and they can give you some information. So in that instance, let's say, do you have investigation is different now. Research. Do you have research?
I sure do.
Make me a research roll.
Research roll coming right up for you. Yeah, that's going to be a 5.
A 5. Okay, that is a success. Very good. So, what you are able to learn is that Freddie Marchant seems, you find some information, like just flipping through, he pops out. He's a wizard, and he just seems kind of like a common criminal, as far as you can tell. It looks like he's been pulled in by the oars a few different times for kind of like just being reckless. He seems to have had a lot of instances of fights. But one thing you do notice in looking at this is a lot of the places it seems like he's been like caught fighting or has been arrested from, things like that, are gambling places, are like gambling dens, different things like that. And as you're looking through here, there's names of a few of just kind of like the marks of whenever he was picked up and where, and one of them says the Yellow Lotus.
Excellent. Any information that I could get off of where that precisely is? Outside of the research, or do I have to? I'd probably want to dig in a little bit more on where I could probably find it, because I would almost assume that a gambling den such as this would probably be sort of hidden out of the ways a little bit.
Yeah. So for this, I'll say make another research roll to see if you can, because you take the Yellow Lotus and you're like, okay, let me see if I can gain a little more information.
Oh, that's an explosion.
Ooh.
That gives me a total of a 9.
A 9. Okay, well, that's with a raise. So you actually are, as you flip a little bit more, it just kind of seems like whenever they make these kind of reports, they kind of just, it's like this information gets there. I mean, they're not trying to keep track of the Yellow Lotus per se, but because there have been a few other things, especially with Marchant at the Yellow Lotus, you see that looking at it, it is in the Limehouse district of London, and it is a gambling den. And it seems like there might be some bad things happening there, in that it might also be a hidden opium den. Not entirely sure, but it seems like that could potentially be the case. And it seems to be specifically a Chinese gambling den. So it's run by people. And you see that it is Muggle. It is not a wizarding place.
All right. Good morning research with my tea that I already currently have.
Indeed. So, anything else anyone wants to do? No? Okay. So you all are awakened by Thomas, who comes in, and Thomas, like, when you wake up, Zelda, there's like a tray of tea already there, and Fortuna, there was some just jerky that was kind of laid out for you. And so Thomas kind of wakes you up and says, when you're prepared, Mina would like to speak with you before you do your day things. And so eventually you all kind of collect back in the room where you met Mina before. And she says, all right, well, I believe that Kanan has gained a little bit more information that should help you figure out where it is that you need to go today. I will say it is very hard for us to know if any of this has anything to do with this particular prophecy, but the way it is laid out, I believe that you just need to be here working for us, and we need to follow what comes up. So this is where we are, and I want you to follow this a bit closer because it did happen while you were here, and that just seems quite specific within these prophecies. So it seems that you have found that the Yellow Lotus is a gambling den, and it does happen to be a Muggle gambling den. And I don't have to remind you all that it is not okay for you to show any Muggles magic, unless it is absolutely necessary to protect you or them. So I ask you to be very careful. If you are seen, if you get into trouble, you do not work for the Department of Mysteries. You will be on your own. Is that understood?
Yeah, so, like, are we getting, like, paid for this? Or, I mean, like, what's the deal here? You send the 4 strangers who, I mean, I guess we know each other a little bit, but you send us in to do some missions and do some stuff. Like, what's in it for Fortuna?
Yes, you will, of course, be handsomely compensated for your work. At this point, you are Unspeakables. You are employees of the Department of Mysteries.
I mean, I already have a job. I don't really need, like, another job, so I don't really know why, like, any of us would stick around. I mean, I feel like Zelda, for sure, Professor have job. I don't know about Raven. She's a little screwy down there, but, you know, I feel like we all have stuff to do.
Well, that may be true, but the way these prophecies work is that whether or not you work for the Department of Mystery, you will be dragged into this. And it might be at your own detriment if you don't have support. So you are free to leave and go about your current job and your current life as much as you want, but realize that doom is coming one way or another. And from the sounds of this prophecy, it may affect the entire world.
Well, that sounds like pretty bad prophecy, but very vague, so I think you can sense my apprehension here. But, all right. I mean, I trust Professor. Again, not sure about the Raven. And, hey, Wolfie boy, you have a secret that we all know.
Yes. Well, yeah. Actually,
basically everyone knows, right? It's, like, not secret.
Most people do, Fortuna. Yes, it's not much of a secret anymore. Okay. And yes, Mum definitely knows about it, even though they were somewhat apprehensible about allowing me to come and work here. But yeah, secret is definitely out.
It is, and at this time, especially since we're currently fighting the Cabal, I think that Kanan, you are uniquely situated. I mean, a few of you are, but especially you.
Good, Mum.
So, if there's anything else, we are at your disposal as far as whatever it is you may need to investigate this or anything else that comes along. But please find Professor Harmsworth. I don't know why they took him. He's just a humble Egyptologist. He was delivering some artifacts that wizarding artifacts. I don't know if it had to do with those, but it has to do with him. But either way, he's an innocent in all of this, and I would like to see him back unharmed. So it looks like the best place to start is to go and scope out this particular gambling den. You might also be able to try and find Marchant. I don't know which one is better. But that is up to you. I will leave it in your clearly very capable hands.
Appreciate it, Mum.
Yes. And so with that, she turns and flutters out of the room, going about her day, and leaves you to it. So that is the information you have right now. You have gathered the information of some the gambling chip fragment. You have the opium wrapped in that flower, and you now know that Yellow Lotus is a Chinese gambling den in the Limehouse district of London.
Oh, ladies, have any of you ever been to the Limehouse district before?
I turn so fast it almost breaks my neck to stare at Raven.
No, not me. How about you, Raven? Everyone looking at you now, I guess.
Perhaps, maybe once or twice or 20.
Oh, are you like good at gambling?
Sure.
Did not know that about you. You seem very unlucky to me, but what do I know?
I just know my way around those people, we'll just say.
Well, so maybe Raven should lead group to gambling secret then?
Sure.
Is
All
everybody cool with this, or maybe should we look for Professor first? I'm not really sure where he would be, though.
Well, I would almost assume that if it was this Freddie Machant that was behind it, that maybe he might be able to give us a little bit of information on the professor once we get to him.
Oh, yeah, investigation. Find one thing, then you find the other thing. Okay, all right. Wasn't
Yes.
thinking about that.
Don't worry, it'll all come to it for you. Michelle, who was actually a good friend of mine, who you reminded me of, Fortuna. My apologies.
Sounds like real cool person.
Oh no, she very much is very cool. She lives up in Norway, if I do believe it now, right? Very cool, very cool.
As you all are having this conversation, Zelda looked a bit strange. But now that you get closer, you can see that her eyes are bright red.
Professor, what? Are you all right? Did you sleep bad?
What? Why do you care how I slept?
Well, your eyes, they're incredibly red. Did you get into that opium that Raven had last night?
Are my eyes red?
My honor, again. I will put a leash on you.
No questioning your honor, Professor. I just questioning. That's all. And leashes, they're quite uncomfortable.
You are so sincere, aren't you? And I'm gonna pull the teaspoon out of my mug of tea and use that as a mirror. Oh god.
Yeah, it's startling. It's pretty noticeable. I mean, it kind of matches your robes now, but also kind of clashes. It definitely might cause you some trouble if you're ever trying to persuade anybody, because it's upsetting. But if you're trying to intimidate them, well, that's going to give you a bonus. So plus negatives, So as you all are continuing to stare at Zelda's eyes and have this conversation, Mina comes back in, and there are 4 people trailing her, and she goes, "Okay, well, it's lovely to have. Oh, you all are still here. Okay, well, we need this space for these 4." And you all look at these 4, and they look familiar in a weird way. But you don't know them, but they just I don't know. They kind of just remind you of you. It's weird. Yes.
Could I just little sniff?
Yeah. What are you looking for specifically?
Well, because of just looking at this man as well too, seems a little fuzzy, and just seeing if there's a scent about them that does remind me of any one of us.
Yeah. Make a notice roll with your plus.
That's going to give me a 5.
5. That is a success. So you kind of get a little closer to some of these folks and just kind of sniff them, and you do kind of smell something, but it smells like a cat hair. You're not entirely sure.
I kind of growl underneath my breath at that.
Down, boy.
When you do that, one of them kind of turns and looks back at you like, "Yes, can I help you, sir?"
No, my apologies. Just that the coat tailor that he has on there. I was told that he only makes very specific coats, and that made me quite angry about it. I thought this was one of a kind, but I guess I'm very wrong about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I have something in my nose too. I allergies. Yes.
Oh, well, good.
I
And he
turn and
just
walk
kind
away.
of, yeah, he also kind of tries to look away. All right. So, yeah, this group continues in the room, and Mina says, "Is there anything else? I have a meeting." Nope.
No.
Great. Then I look forward to your report. And she closes the door in your face.
Rude.
All right, Raven. I guess lead the way to the Lime House gambling town Lime area.
Yes. Yes. So you all are able to. You know that. I mean, most of you know London at least moderately, and Raven does know this area. So you are able to get there, and it's kind of. It's still raining today. There's people out and about. This particular area of town feels a bit rough. You all, Fortuna, Kanan, and Zelda, give me a notice roll.
That's going to be it's a 6.
6, 5.
My floor exploded. 9.
And a 9. Okay, so Fortuna and Kanan, you just everything seems fairly normal to you. You do notice that Raven seems a little bit more relaxed, maybe a bit. But Zelda, you notice this just stands out to you, knowing Raven a bit. She seems very comfortable, like with this area, like she just knows it super well. Not all of it, but I don't know. It's just kind of stood out to you in the process of getting to this space. So you all arrive in this area. I don't think anybody knows exactly where this is, but you could ask around and see if you can find it.
As we get into the district, can I cast an illusion to make my glasses look like sunglasses so I don't walk around looking like a giant magical person?
Yes. Let's see what we've got here.
Illusion is 27 on the list.
Yes, you can do this. I velatio. I'll say that you could do this for like 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah, that's totally
While
fine.
you're out and about. Okay. That will be at a -2.
All right. I got 6.
A 6. That is a success. So you all kind of, as Zelda's walking beside you, you just see all of a sudden her glasses darken. It's like, it looks really cool when it happens. And then everyone kind of feels a little bit more at ease because her eyes, you can't see them as much. It's a little tiny bit less intimidating. Just a tiny bit though. Zelda's still intimidating. Just her presence. All right. So yeah, you guys arrive in this Limetown area. And looking about, you can see there's a bunch of kind of rough people around the area. There are people who seem to be going about their business. Every once in a while, someone will kind of yell from up above, like, watch out. And then a big pile of, I don't know, garbage comes flying out the window. So you want to avoid that as much as you can. It's never good. Would you all like to question anybody you come upon? There's quite a few people wandering around the street.
Yes.
There's even a group of sailors because you're near the shore here as well.
Oh, I'll walk up to the sailors.
Okay.
Friends of yours, Raven.
I just stare down Zelda. Hello, boys. Just wondering, I'm looking for a gambling area called the Limelight. Do you know where you can direct me where it is?
Oh, Well, look here. Well, what do you want to do with the limelight, with the yellow lotus down here? You wanting to, do a bit of gambling? You good at gambling?
Oh, yes, I've had my share of it. And, I also hear they have other great stuff there. Looking for a good time.
Oh, well, make a persuasion roll for me.
Oh, persuasion 6. Here we go. Okay, raised it, so 6, 7, 8, 9.
9, wow, okay, with a raise. This is an opposed roll. We'll see if they can, nope, they got a 2. So, yeah, you ask that, and they're just staring at you. And they're just like, yeah, the yellow lotus, it's, if you take a left on that street over there, and then you make a right, and then it's kind of like in a bit of a hidden spot, and you got to knock on the door before they let you in, but it's only open at night. So I don't think anyone will be there if you go over there right now to gamble. I mean, it's a bit early in the morning for gambling, but if you want to gamble, I'm sure we can find a spot and we'll start a gamble with you, just as long as you'll stick around and continue to talk to us.
Perhaps maybe later, but I do thank you for all your information. I just I need to take a breath right now, but it was so nice meeting you all.
Oh yes, well anytime, we're here on shore leave, and we're just staying right over there. If you just wanted to come and we'll buy you dinner, and I'm like, this guy just keeps going. Here's this thing and this thing. If you want to hang out.
I put my hand out to let him kiss it, just so that he stops talking.
Yes. And he does kiss it and kind of pets your hand.
And then I take it back and I'm like, oh, thank you, my love. I must be going.
Okay, well, see you next time, he says, as you wander away. Yes, so if you all do continue down that way, you in fact do see, there's not a name of the place, but you see the same yellow lotus flower symbol. So you're pretty sure that this is the place. Everyone give me a notice roll.
11 with an exploding die.
Ooh, 11, 7.
Critical failure.
Ooh, no. Oh, boy. Okay. What'd you get, Raven?
I have 4.
4? Okay. So, Fortuna and Raven, you all, this is not necessarily new for you, Raven, but it just kind of feels like you're being observed. Kanan, you're able to see, there are a few tough-looking guys who seem to be eyeing you, mostly when you get closer to the Yellow Lotus. They just seem to kind of, be keeping an eye out. Zelda, your illusion spell fails, and your glasses turn back to normal, and there's a woman who walks by and she goes, oh! And then kind of hurries away. And your eyes, you guys see too, her eyes are way redder now, and it's almost like they're shining. It's really hard to keep it hidden, and it does not look natural.
Perhaps we can throw on a bandage on your eyes or something and say that you've got stabbed in the eyes? I don't know. What should we do?
Oh, we can buy her floppy hats and she can angle downward to cover eyes, or get one of those veils that when the ladies their husband die, they wear a black thing around their head, that thing.
That would be a veil, yeah.
Yeah, veil. That's what it's called.
I mean, for now, Professor, if you'd like, I could give you my hat. Put it on your head. You could tip it down.
That'd be more obvious.
Let's do the veil. Is there a widower's RS? So
well, make a notice roll.
Good, that went so well in the past.
What have we started?
Okay.
Widows and things.
Reroll because I only got a 1 and a 2.
Yes. Well,
failed again.
you'll have to use a Benny, but
Yeah.
yes, you can do that.
Goodbye, Benny. All right. Nope. Just a
No,
two.
you can.
Just a two.
So Bennies, you can use as many as you would like to re-roll. Re-rolls you can only use once. So would you like to roll again?
Yeah.
You don't have to.
It's getting slowly higher, and maybe we'll get. Okay, there we go. The D6 exploded. 10 total.
10 total. Okay, there you go. Yeah, looking around, you actually see there's a woman who is selling flowers, and she has a hat with a bit of a veil on, and she's just going, "Flowers, would you like some flowers?" And she sees you, and she kind of goes, "Would you like some flowers?"
And Zelda like scrunches up her face and like shuffles toward like away from the group and towards this woman, and then just begins to sob. And she's like, my poor George, he died, and I'm so sad about it, and I can't be seen in public. How can I buy your veil so everyone knows?
Oh my
how sad I am?
Oh my goodness! I feel for you. My husband, Bob, he died just last year, and I was so sad. I was so sad, and no one cared. And I won't let that happen to you, Dolly. Here, you can just have this hat. You have it. You take it.
Sweet. Oh my God!
Yes.
I
so
totally.
wonderful. Well, I'm happy that I could help you and give you what no one gave to me. So
bless you.
Yes. Yes, have a wonderful brief day.
Oh, that was really nice. I'm gonna try, like, as I put it on, I want to do like subtle magic. I just want to like make her day a little better, because that was actually very nice of her. But I don't want anyone in the group to know I'm being nice to anyone.
I love it. Yeah. What do you want to do? Do you want to you could like, I don't know, there's so many things you could do. You could like make her money what is that spell? I don't know the name of it, but it basically lets it like more of it. It makes more.
Oh, but doesn't that go away? It was like leprechaun gold.
I don't know. I don't remember if that one does. It didn't in Bellatrix's
in the vault with the cup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
you
right.
could do that.
Yeah,
you
let's
could
give that
also,
a shot.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it. Let's make that. What would be good for these? Let's use growth for that. It's number 24.
I see it.
We'll do that, and so that's going to be, this one depends upon size. We'll just make it a -1 for this casting roll.
Okay, perfect. All right. And I got a 4 exactly.
Oh, well, that is a success. So as she's walking away, you can see that she has like a little money pouch kind of hanging on her belt, and you just surreptitiously cast that spell at her what is the word I'm looking for? Money pouch.
Yeah.
And you see it just kind of get a little bit heavier, and you're like, you know that her day will be a bit more pleasant when she notices that. Very good deed. Good deed. All right, so
Never know.
Zelda comes back and she has this like fancy veil on now. You can still kind of see her eyes, but it's like way better and not as, shiny and bright.
Professor, you all right? We heard you over there sobbing with the lady. Are the two of you okay?
I'm fine.
All right. Just wanted to make sure, Professor, that's all.
Professor Zelda is a strong, independent woman. She can take care of herself. I think she's fine. She's just a little red in the eyes, like a pink eye, red eye. I would like to. If were you in the vicinity of the Yellow Lotus yet, or are we still kind of like out?
Yeah, you're like right out front of it.
I'd like to investigate to look like in the windows to see if anyone's in there, or if we can like sneak in somehow.
Yeah, for sure. So make a notice roll.
Notice. Okay. I got 2 3s. I'm gonna use my reroll because I won't have that much time left anyway.
Okay.
Boop. Whoop. Hey, explosion. 6, 7, 8, 9.
There you go. Yeah, that's with a raise. So you go up there, and you kind of see if the door works. There's not really a window. It looks like there's a slit that they normally would pull open. And you can kind of try to mess with it and see if you can get it to pop open. And you are able to. And looking inside, it looks really dark and dingy, but you can't really see anybody's in there, at least from your vantage point. And as you're doing that, you feel a tap on your shoulder and some guy goes, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Oh, hey, what's up, person? I'm looking for friends. They said this place is really neat and we should go come say hi. And I did not know it had like certain hours or whatever, not the normal gambling person. So just checking it out.
Yeah, well, it's not open. You have to come back at night.
Oh, cool. Like, hey, why is this little door so tiny to open on top of the other door? What's that for?
That's so we can look at you and judge you and whether or not we're going to let you in.
Oh, how do you get in?
Well, you come here with money to gamble, and we make sure that you're not a cop, and then we let you in, because we don't let cops gamble here.
Oh, cool. So, like, you look through that little door, you can tell all that stuff?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, that's a really neat system. I never heard of it before. It's my first time. What's your name, buddy?
My name is Josh Buckling.
Oh, cool. Josh, Mr. Buckling?
Buckling. With I-N-G. L-B-U... Buckling. It's Buckling.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You know, I'm not so good with letters either, so I think you spelling it is like more trouble for me, really.
Oh,
I just call you Josh. I feel like we can be on equal terms. Okay, Josh. Well, you know what? I come back at what time you say open? Is it like nighttime? But like I don't know what that means. Like it's just kind of darkish or like dusk.
Yeah. Well, it's different, but it's like 7. We're open at like 7.
Like after dinner, not like before dinner, just after you eat. Like,
you gamble after dinner. It's not like a dinner. We don't serve dinner. You can have drinks though. So bring them money for drinks.
Okay, well, see, look, more information. I did not know. You're such a nice guy, Josh. Thank you so much. We'll see you like after 7ish, post dinner, And yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good. Yeah. He seems very confused. This is not at all the interaction he expected to have. So you're able to, he kind of still sticks around. And if you look around, you actually see there are a few other people who are kind of just eyeing you guys. It just kind of seems like they're very careful in particular. But you can definitely come back later. But real quick, this seems like a really good time to just check in with chat for a moment, see if anything has popped up that we've missed. Looks like we do have some follows from Monstrosity Jones, Robbie97777, and it's Drucifer. It's Drucifer.
That's a good name. I like that.
Right? And Sir Carlethan resub for 6 months. Thanks, guys.
Yay, thank you, guys.
That's
amazing.
I like this one. Neva_and Omar says, this little exchange of kindness in game makes me so happy, with a heart. That was towards, Zelda and the
Aww.
What kindness? No one saw anything.
We didn't see it, no.
Only the gods know, which is chat.
Neva and Omar also say, Josh wasn't expecting to make friends through the tiny door of judgment.
Oh my god, the magic fist bump. Sorry, that's still just...
Magic fist bump!
I think Fortuna just like knows a lot of weird shit from being in the woods by herself all the time. Just like makes up social interactions, like doesn't know how they're supposed to go.
I like it. Go ahead.
I just wanted to apologize. I had to dip out. Someone rang our doorbell because they shut our gas off today, and I showed up at the door like this, and they're just looking at me like,
oh my God.
"Don't worry, we're doing a Harry Potter show. It's all right."
Poor guy ran into our kitchen. Was like, I'm like, it's okay.
That happened to me. I had my insane makeup that I have on for my wild card show. That's like crazy stuff all over my face. And we ordered food, and I went downstairs to get it, and the guy was like, he like slowly walked up to me, and I totally forgot. I was like, what is this guy's problem? Oh my God. That's funny. Anyway.
You have to commit to it and be like, one of us is a slider.
Who is it? I also see it's Lucas Martinez here says, Megan, please let them walk by a meat pie shop on Fleet Street.
Oh. Would Kanan have a little? Because I feel like maybe.
A pie shop? Oh no. The best pies in London.
Also, it's Lucas Martinez says, the Yellow Lotus is known for their bloomin' onion and lady night specials.
Oh, yeah.
I love blooming onions.
I know, I would straight up murder for a blooming onion right now.
Someone make it and deliver it to us, please.
Ladies
Right,
hallucinate
exactly.
free before midnight. It's great.
Oh, so I don't get in free. I have to pay. All right, that's okay.
Yeah.
But what if the ladies bring someone with them? Does that
Yeah,
work?
you're riding in on a good lady race club. I think you'll be fine.
All right. So is there anything you all would like to do in the meantime while you have to wait for the evening to come along?
Hey, do you three think like we could just sneak in somehow, like with these guys not noticing, or do you think we have to wait for nighttime? Because I'm not so stealthy, I don't think.
Did while you were talking to your friend, your new friend Josh, did you happen to were you able to look by him or anything, or notice anything else, another way in from what you could see?
I don't think I did I, Megan? Just the door.
This area that you're in, there are a ton of buildings that are kind of all squished together. There's an occasional alleyway, but it's essentially like all you really can see is kind of the doorway. It kind of seems like maybe it's long more than wide, this particular place.
I mean, like, if we could get into an alleyway, maybe we could, like, I don't know, break down the wall and get in, but that could be quite loud.
I just quietly reach into my bag and pull out my lockpicks and go, these might help.
Okay, I feel like earlier I was being mean to you for no good reason, and now it's deserved. What are you doing? What is your life?
You haven't been in my life in so long, so why do you even care?
I just want to know how involved and how much you know about what's going on here. You seem very connected with people in low places, Miss Hemlock. And
She just stays quiet. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I think those would definitely work. Should we, like Fortuna was saying, perhaps maybe we could find a back alley and find a back door to this place. Those lock-picking tools could come in handy.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. Want to give this a shot, Raven?
Zelda, it seems like you're being not outclassed, but nobody seems to want to answer your question here.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Zelda will remember this.
Oh, I believe it.
Zelda remembers everything of Raven right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Tablet, this. Slot. Just kidding.
Professor, can you keep up with us three former students being bad boys? Come on, it's kind of fun. You got to admit, it's a little fun.
She tries really hard not to smirk. She just pulls the veil a little bit lower so you can't see her smirk. Go on, be criminals.
If you're complicit, you're part of this now. Accomplice or accomplice?
Just like back in the 1790s.
Oh my goodness. This is
all
good.
French revolutions and guillotines. This is great.
Very similar. Very similar. So if you guys want to take a look around to see if you can find an alley, you can do that.
Sure.
Is that what yeah, so looking around, there are a couple of alleys. They are on the same block. They're a little bit further away from this place, but you could go back there and I'll give you a notice roll at a -4 to see if you can figure out which one might be the Lotus, because it would be really hard to tell in the back end.
Sure. All right. Back in and see if we can check out the
I'll
Lotus.
do it.
Yeah, you can all roll.
Okay, so I didn't critically fail, which is good. But one thing I would like to do, I only got 2 2s on it. So you actually see Kanan, he reaches down into his pocket and pulls out his stopwatch. And he's going to pick out, and then he's going to take his wand, and he's just going to touch his pocket watch, and he's going to say, Tempus. As everything, almost like for him, everything kind of backs up a little bit as soon as we walk around that corner. And I'm going to try this notice check again.
I like it. Yeah, whenever you do that, it's almost like you all kind of come back and the conversation starts again. You don't necessarily notice it except for Kanan, but it's but you go, should we go find an alley? And it's kind of like, might be a sense of something. Raven, you definitely are not sure if this is reality.
Oh, all right.
And then Megan, could I actually use my card as well too? Because that gives me a +6 to a skill check, right?
Yes, it does.
Or an extra D6, you said, correct?
Effort.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Yeah. One explosion. Okay.
Whoa.
There's one. +1 gives me a 7 minus 4, which is a 3.
Is that
No, that's not with my notice. So 7 plus 2 is my 9 minus 4 gives me a 5. Bam.
5. Wow. That's very
all
good.
that
You
for
did
a 5.
But it looks cool, right?
Okay, you got a 5. What did everybody else get? If you rolled, you don't have to make a notice roll if you don't want to.
Yeah, I got an exploding die, so 6, 7. It's 9 total. Minus 4 is 5. But can I use one of my BBBs?
Yeah, and make it a raise.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's an 8. So you got a raise. Okay, so you all. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my goodness. Bless you.
Excuse me. Yeah, so you guys go back there, and especially Fortuna and Kanan, you guys kind of like look back and you go, okay, I'm gonna count all these individual buildings, and you do your math together. You go, oh, that one, and Fortuna goes, and Fortuna goes, that one. Kanan's like, and then together you guys are able to go, it's definitely this one. And there is this little door that kind of looks, it's kind of like down in a, you know, like how sometimes you kind of walk down some steps to the door to be able to go into a place. It looks down there and you're pretty sure that this is the place. So, Raven, would you like to try to pick that lock?
Yes.
All right. So, this is going to be at a -1 because this door, it almost looks like it hasn't been used in a long time.
And it's thievery, correct?
Yes, this is thievery.
-1. Oh, goodness. I'm going to use a Benny.
Because
otherwise that's a 2.
Okay.
Let's try again. Thank you for the bennies, everyone. They're being used.
Yay.
Oh, goodness. I'm debating on using one more. I'm going to use one more.
One more Benny.
Okay.
Zelda is just staring in like Alohomora is a first year spell. But go ahead.
Well, I rolled a 2. That makes it a 1. And then I have double 1. So I don't know if that's a double crit again or it just stays 1.
No, it only if there are ones on the die.
Oh.
Not if it equals that. So you can use your last Benny. And you also have a reroll.
Okay, so let's do that.
Okay.
Thank you all for my donations. It's being used so greatly. Oh my God. I rolled 2 again total. Let's just shoot for the last Benny because, sorry, I farted. Let's just use for the last Benny because,
Benny.
Okay, finally. I aced it.
Oh, nice.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's a 9.
Oh, okay, that's with the raise. So
and I'm sweating as Zelda's behind me. I'm just like,
yeah, Zelda's just like sitting there, like tapping her blonde, like on her head or something, yeah, and doing that with her red eyes. So yeah, you are able to finally, like, you sit there, and it's really hard because this door seems, it's kind of like a metal door. It seems very rusty.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but you finally hear the proper clicks, and you can tell that it's opened. so you can rub that in Zelda's face now, and and you can try and open the door. Would you like to do that?
Yes.
Okay, so you turn the knob and it doesn't do anything, and you push a little harder, and eventually it kind of like it's stuck, and you're finally able to kind of push it open, and it goes as you do that. Yeah, and you can tell like it doesn't seem like this door has been used in a long time.
Okay.
And whenever you look in, it's really dark and kind of dusty and musky. But it actually looks like there's a set of stairs, just from what you can see, that are going up.
All right, there's some stairs up ahead. Unless someone wants to go into raven form and investigate.
Yes, everyone knows how commonplace it is to see a bird inside the house. And everyone's very calm about that. So why don't we do this instead? And I'm gonna pull out the focus spell or the focus potion, and I'm gonna put it in her hands and go, "You need this more than I do." But you cast the spell, and I guess I'm proud of you. And then she laughs, this barking laugh, and then I want to turn into my raven form so I can like keep a watch out to make sure.
Okay, so make an animagus roll.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna use my last Benny. I only got a 3. 5.
5. Yes, you are able to successfully. So, I mean, you're just like looking at her raven, and all of a sudden she's a raven, just kind of like right in front of you in a burst of feathers. And are you wanting to kind of like sit up on the edge so you can just keep a lookout?
Yeah, so she's gonna like perch on the edge where it would be normal for a bird to be, and then she kind of just looks at the group and does like 2 little caws, and then one really loud one, so just to get everyone used to the like what it's gonna sound like if she starts freaking out that someone's coming.
Okay, all right, yeah. You all just hear her go caw, 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 and you all know, you don't want to upset Zelda here. So at this point, you all actually, something seems a bit strange. Raven, you don't feel quite right. I don't know. And as a matter of fact, as the rest of you are looking at her, it looks like she's going to pass out. And you start to fall backwards, Raven. And as you do, you are no longer here. Not at all. As a matter of fact, you're in a forest somewhere or something like that. And there's a snake, and you see it. It's almost like you're down at the same level. And the snake, it looks like it's scared. You don't know how you know that, but you just do. And it looks worse for the wearer. It looks like it's trying to get away, to escape something, but you can't tell what's behind you, but you can tell it's something really dangerous. And ahead, it looks like maybe there's a bit of a clearing, and all of a sudden you see a bright light come flying at the snake through the woods. The snake is able to just barely slither out of the way before it gets hit. And it keeps moving forward. Another blast of light comes flying, and then all of a sudden the snake has disappeared. And as you move closer, you can see that there's a cliff. The snake has gone over the edge, and all of a sudden there's a man there who's looking over the edge, and you don't know why, but you can tell that he is upset. He's frustrated. He didn't get what he wanted. And the snake, you just see it falling, and the camera, your view zooms right into the snake, right into the face, and then all of a sudden you're back to the city. And that is where we will end for today.
Oh God.
Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much. Let's check in with chat one more time before we say goodbye.
Oh goodness. That was so great, Megan.
Oh good. Let's see what you guys. Oh, Farash said a literal cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, indeed. That is good.
We do have a new follow from it looks like Boom XYZ.
Ooh, thank you.
Thank you for the follow.
Very good. Ooh, we also have to announce our winner for the Dragon Baggins. We'll do that here in just a moment. Very exciting. Yes. I see that it's Lucas Martinez says they break into a bakery one building over.
If we would have messed up our rules, we did very good.
That
Thank
would be
you,
amazing.
chat.
And McCranky Stank asking earlier, when is the trip to Herod?
Quick is happening.
Shopping.
Surprisingly.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Well, seriously, thank you guys. Let's talk a little bit once again about Dragon Baggins, so you know what fancy prize one of you has won. And again, it is this lovely little dragon. We all have them. They will hold your dice. They are adorably ferocious dragons, and they want to hold all your dice. I mean, come on, it's a dragon. Dragons are hoarders. Let them hoard your dice, please. So make sure that you go to etsy.com/shop/wayward masquerade to see those fancy little dragons and maybe get one of your own. You can also follow them at Wayward Masquerade on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for all your Dragon Baggin' news. And let's announce who that winner is. Drum roll, please. The winner of a Dragon Baggin' and some fancy dice is Bill D. Roper at Bill Roper.
Yay.
Congratulations, you have won a dragon.
Congrats.
Please message us here either on Twitch. You can send us a whisper, the .network, or on Twitter if you would like, so that we can get your address so that we can make sure we get you that Dragon Baggin'. Thank you all for entering. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with it because it's very, very cute. Very cute. Yeah, I think that's it, folks. Thank you to my lovely cast. You guys are wonderful. Thank you to the wonderful chat. You guys have given us a great welcome here for a brand new show, a brand new system running on the channel, a crazy mashup that I've done, and me as a brand new GM for the .network. I can tell you that I very much appreciate it. Please stick around here at the .network for all of the shows that we have on offer. On Fridays, there is Heroic Endeavors that you can check out. I believe that begins at 6 p.m. That's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. You can also on Saturday evenings check out Things in Space. I believe it also starts at 6 p.m. Yes, look, it's right there on the screen. That is the Starfinder show. Tons of fun. You want some crazy fun space adventures. And then on Mondays, you can check out Crits and Giggles, which is our Reign of Winter Adventure Pass show. And you can meet Miyuki, who is an insane kitsune bird on that show. Yes, we have a new show coming out, which is Occurrences at Owl Creek Ridge, which I do believe that Diana is a part of.
Yes, I'm so excited. That one's a good one.
Kids on Bikes.
It's coming soon. That's Kids on Bikes, which is very like Stranger Things
90s
type thing. Yeah. So check that out among all the other awesome things that happen. And then, of course, we will be back here next Thursday, 1 p.m. to find out what happens next.
Okay.
So in the meantime, I'm trying to like keep track of all these things, but in the meantime, be careful. There are definitely monsters under your bed.
Oh.
Bye.
Bye, friends.